J. When he grabs that ball one hand and rips through to his right, you better get the cameras ready.
It's over. It's everybody get out the way. Everybody get out the way.
His rip through going right is lethal. Okay, go ahead, Fabi. Sorry.
No. Flea's gonna get mad at me. Fish is in the building and he's gonna have you rolling. There is no space in the world where Bird or Magic being overrated is a logical, rational conversation without medical attention.
Thank you, Fish.
That's a fact.
Dude talking looks like he played in high school at 3:15.
Yes, Fish, go Fish.
Come on, man.
I'm not a violent person, but I'd slap dude in his mom's front yard on Easter Sunday.
Hey, Flea, what I said a little while ago, I said, yo, when it comes to certain players, bro, we take it personal.
Yo, Fish's one-liners are amazing.
I'm telling you.
Wait, go back to that last one. What he said about Greg Kessler?
I watched Bird cook
Greg Kessler. Yeah.
He works for Pistons now.
And he cooked Jay Vincent and Magic in the same game.
Come on, bro. Like,
I forgot Jay Vincent.
My hometown guy, Cornbread Maxwell, but he couldn't guard Bird's jock. Bird was him and
that's what Maxwell said. Maxwell thought Bird was black.
Cornbread loves Larry Bird now. He always sings his praises now. He loves him.
Them dudes on Player's Choice. Them dudes on Player's Choice know it all is a joker fanboy. LeBron is they go on Player's Choice. I don't take them serious. Low was the same guy that said Drew Holiday will lock up Michael Jordan.
I've been watching with Jimmy Butler. I love Drew Holiday, but Jimmy Butler just torched him. I mean, he's such a minimal bag, dude. Mike is rising again, man.
Yeah, right. It was Rodney Rogers was with Mashburn when they was doing that.
Y'all are one of the few podcasts that actually understand the concept of the game, the numbers, and the game behind the numbers. Most of these cats don't and won't understand that. Thank you, Fish.
Thank you, Fish.
Fish, for real.
Oh man, yeah, that's love, man. All day, man. Yeah, man. Listen, I told you the Larry Bird thing, man. I'm telling you, man. It gets ugly with certain players, man, because you got to remember, I'm speaking for my age. I'm 45, man, and like I said, bro, we see Larry, and it's like, you wanted to root for Larry.
Yeah.
Like, yo, man, listen, man. The way him and Magic embrace each other, because think about it. When you watch Larry, humble, shy guy. So when he got with Magic and he was able to show his personality, he talked more, and then Larry Bird made you like him. So Larry Bird was almost like, damn, that he like an uncle. He family. And for him to have that kind of game, nah, bro, like you can't, like I said, you see the comments. Certain players we laugh, we joke about it. But I want to say this before we switch topics. I think we need to do a topic in the upcoming future. The disrespect of Dr. J.
I love that.
This man does not get talked about enough. And I'm tired of it.
I agree with that.
I agree with you too. I think I told Fabian something offline that part of the introduction to the game for me, right? I talked about one of the first games I ever watched, but my pop's like idol was Dr. J, right? Who was put in front of me first wasn't Jordan, wasn't Bird or Magic. The first guy get put in front of me, a picture, a poster, was Dr. J. Conversations playing in that red, white, and blue basketball in the ABA, like that was what was put in front of me first.
New York City.
But you see what I'm saying?
And he was outside,
like,
come on, bro. Did it in the ABA, the NBA. Come on, bro.
Conversations about pulling up to the old Rucker, not 155th, the old Rucker, and people hanging on. This is coming from my pops, who is 65, 68 years old. Like, going there, seeing this type of shit. Like, so I agree with you, man. We might need to have a show strictly for just showing Dr. J some love, for real.
Well, you know how I feel about. I think that's the most influential.
Yes,
most influential player ever.
You think so? He's definitely in that conversation.
Because when Fabian said that, it had me thinking. I was like, "Ooh, most
think about that.
That's
a great topic for next week. We throw Iverson and Curry in there. That would be great.
I'm telling you,
I like that. Bird.
Real quick, what made Jordan and Bird great was their footwork, and more importantly, their pump fake was at the same speed as their actual shot.
Yes.
I wonder if Fish watches football, he probably has a whole he just sounds dope at watching sports. Big Woke is KD a better defender than Bird? Are they though? Big Woke, go to sleep. What are you talking about?
wait. I don't know. The defender.
No. But hold on. That's a no. But hold on. That I'm gonna tell you why that can be a great topic as well one day. Because when KD is engaged, he can actually play defense.
One of the better defenders.
Right. It's just that y'all know what I rip and rave about. These guys just don't do it. I don't know if it's because of the energy that it would take from them to have, to exert from their offense. But once again, to me, this is what separates a lot of these guys from going to almost like just super duper legendary status.
Right, like God level type shit. Yeah.
Right. This is why Bird is God-like.
But two, no bullshit. And I think all of y'all will agree with me. And comments, let me know what y'all thinking. Them couple of years that KD was in Golden State, he was like one of the rim protectors.
Right.
Like one of the guys that protected the rim. It was when he was engaged, he was engaged.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead, Dom.
I don't think KD's. I haven't had him had like a real bad defensive game since he was on the Warriors. To be honest, like ever since he's been on the Warriors, to me, he's been a pretty good defender. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I think some years he was great, and other years he's good, but he's never been average like his early OKC years. He's always been good since then.
Agree.
It actually started with Billy Donovan that last season against Golden State. That's why I was a little pissed off. But if you watch that, that's what kept them in. I don't know if they're a top 5 rated defense, but they were up there. They really played well against Golden State. That's what was even worse about them. Like, bro, you're doing your thing against the best team in the league. Like, your job is to embarrass them now.
That's a great point that you made, Fabian. I think that Oklahoma City team changed defensively when they went from Scott Brooks to Billy Donovan. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Big Wolf says he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
You said, nigga, you go to sleep.
Big Wolf, that's right. Big Wolf, that's right. Don't take no mess from Fabian. That's right.
I don't think Bird and Magic are overrated. I'm sorry, Big Wolf. Thanks. You can stay awake. What Bird had was extremely quick hands on your dribble with steals, especially on your shot. I just think that was always his flaw anyway. Defense, bringing the ball up okay, and initiating initiating the offense, but I can't say that. He's not the point guard. Like, I don't know.
Bird was a hell of a passer though. Like,
but back then,
exactly. Who's a better passer, Durant or Bird?
But back then, the small forward, the small forwards, the power forwards, the centers wasn't allowed to do what these guys are allowed to do today.
Exactly.
So we wouldn't know if Larry Bird wasn't able to ever initiate the offense. You wasn't able to do that. I don't care what.
But my thing is, even when you watch Joker, it's like we compare him to Bird because Bird is he's gonna get the ball out of his hands, and once he crosses half court, he's looking to pass and shoot, and that's the most deadliest combination in this era.
Let me ask y'all a question, because I think this would be a nice segue to the next thing, and I wouldn't mind this being a topic one day. If you're not given the freedom, then you just imagine if Mark Jackson never gave Steph Curry and Klay Thompson the freedom. Imagine if Steph Curry goes to the Knicks and he's being coached by Tom Thibodeau. Is he still Chef Curry? My point is, them guys back in the days, their skill sets was limited. I told you, man, big shout out all day, Steve Burr Sr. He said, yo, people knew how good John was, but when he was in North Carolina, Coach Dean cuffed them up. They wasn't letting you loose. Today they let you loose, Fleet. Damn, they let you loose.
Wait, Fabian.
I think that's another layer to that, is because I'll be the first one to agree. Players are more talented now. Like the amount of players are more talented now. There was immensely talented guys back in the day, but I think the amount of guys that were talented in the league at that time in comparison to right now is like night and day. But in terms of talent.
I don't want to stay on this, Fleet, but they got we can't ignore they have the freedom though.
Right.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think it goes hand in hand. If guys weren't talented, I don't think they would have the freedom to be able to bring the things that they could bring to the basketball court. Some guys, again, I hate singling my guys out, but Charles Oakley was a one-dimensional type guy, right?
Agree.
I disagree with that. No. I disagree with that.
I think it would be very difficult for him to make the NBA today as opposed to 1985.
I don't. You can't. What's the guy? Kevon Looney is on the Golden State Warriors. Please.
Oakley can shoot.
Oakley might grab 20 rebounds, and he's not getting guarded like.
How many guys? I mean, that's a great conversation. How many guys are drafted today strictly to rebound in the last 10 years?
Very few.
In the last 10 years.
I mean, you
will get drafted. Dunk is very more likely that Duncan Robinson will get drafted because he can shoot the basketball.
I agree.
Over a guy, I can't even call a guy's name who's just a strictly Drew Timme, one of the best college basketball players in the country at Gonzaga, didn't get drafted, right? He did not get drafted. College Naismith Player of the Year didn't get drafted because they don't know what his NBA skill set is. They don't know what he's going to be in the NBA. In between guy. A guy like Duncan Robinson who started in a Division III school who could shoot the shit out the basketball is going to get drafted, is going to get a job because he could shoot. I'm not trying to kill Charles Oakley. What I'm saying is guys like that who were strictly just big bodies, rebounding basketball, were brought in just for one job, could get jobs back then easier than they could right now. I'm standing on that.
I just disagree with that because it's not like, and y'all don't want to hear this, Rodman's a one-dimensional guy. He's only playing defense, and he rebounds too, by the way.
I would argue it would be hard for Rodman to get a job right now. I would
argue more with that than someone who like Oakley, who's more of a two-way player, and we're not giving him that credit. He's shooting the ball in a long range, possibly three-pointers in this era, and he's defending and he's grabbing a rebound for you. He's not going to be.
You're a little biased. And so am I. We watched a lot of Knick games, so we saw Charles Oakley hit open shots and 15-foot jumpers. But I'm just saying, his skill set, putting it in today's game, I think it would just be more challenging. I'm not saying he can't play in the NBA. It would just be more challenging to get a job.
Maybe for Rick Mahorn. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you watch, look, I was just telling Dom, I was watching Bill Laimbeer highlights recently. Bill Laimbeer would play in this era. He's playing.
He would play.
Of course,
he shot 6 3-pointers in the finals.
Back then they had 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds of drafting, right? You had the opportunity out of 500 guys to get a shot at the NBA. Now it's 2 rounds, 60 players get drafted. Nigga, are you nice or not?
Right. And here's the other thing though, Flea. I don't want to hear anymore. There's more talented player in this era. In this era, at what point in time do you think they played more basketball? Were there more basketball players that existed in the 80s or today? That is pretty simple. They play way more basketball around the world today. That's not hard. That's not a hard math problem. That's not hard to even say. But to say that there's more skilled players in this era, what do you consider a skill? And I'm not being facetious when I say that.
That's a great conversation.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that's why I don't like the Kyrie's the most skilled player ever. Like what skills are we talking about? Kyrie cannot do what Hakeem Olajuwon did. That's not close. So when we talk about skills, like power forward in this era, a center in this era, what are the skills you need to be one? That makes no sense to me.
Real quick, I want to say this. Y'all all made great points. The only point I'm going to stick to is that I think if those guys back then had the freedom like today, we would have more, like you said, skill set where we could be like, nah, the gap isn't that huge. Give you a prime example. Guy like Derek Harper, offensively was tough, but later on turned into a defensive maniac, which was great. So I'm just saying, I just feel, Flea, you have a great point. Because when you look at a KD, a Joker, a Kyrie, some of these guys, even Kobe Bean, like, and then you put tapes on of other guys, it definitely, the gap is huge. But once again, I'm going to stick to the freedom. Like I said, if Steph Curry doesn't have the freedom to be Steph Curry, I think we see a whole different player. So I think players given the freedom to do what their skill set is able to do and be great, I think that's also very underrated. I think that's underrated. I really do.
Was that the perfect segue for Steph Curry was Magic Johnson, best point guard ever?
That started some smoke. Steph Curry knew what he was doing with that.
He started it. But hold on a second. Michael Jordan, Stephen A. Smith. Michael Jordan text Stephen A. Smith, what they doing?
Which is a lie.
Big dog, hilarious.
Which is a lie. Go ahead.
I'm
he probably texted him, but I don't know if it was all that sauce.
Yeah, I was about to say that was a lie. Like, is MJ really that passionate about this that he's texting?
Yeah, I don't know if it was all that sauce. I'm sure he texted him something, but I don't know if it was all that.
No, Fleet don't let him do that. That's their Harlem shit. They trying to hit on Queens again. That's Fleet, Queens in the building.
Michael B. Jordan text him. Creed, Udonis Creed, whatever his name is in that movie. That's what texted. The GOAT ain't texting on Stephen A. 5 in the morning. Get out of here. He should have said 5 p.m. Then I'd have believed you. Mike is not waking up 5 in the morning and texting on Stephen A. Smith. Stop it. I want to see. Show me receipts. Look, you can show the text. You can show the text without showing the number. Show me the text. Sorry.
So I mean, Dom, I think you should. I don't know who wants to go first. I think Dom wants to go first because I think for you, Dom, it's gonna be tough because you didn't get to see Magic the way that you want. You're about to go check out his games in the next couple of years. But what do you have to say about this Steph Curry, Magic Johnson best point guard debate?
Well, when I hear point guard, if you want to actually get positional, because when you say point guard, that's positional to me. And if you want to say, it's hard for me to say that somebody who's not a traditional point guard is the best point guard ever. And when I say traditional point guard, I don't mean the size of one. I mean their role, because let me just give some context. Where I'm at in my journey, 1972, there is no such thing as a point guard or a small forward or a shooting guard or a power forward. It's guard, forward, and center. There is no such thing as point guard. So I'm wondering when this term comes into play. That's something I'm watching. But the term was used to differentiate the table setter that brought the ball up and distributed the ball. Usually a guy that leads your team in assists, your best facilitator. You can argue Steph might be their best facilitator, but that is not the role that he plays. So he's become like this hybrid guard. So when I hear Steph Curry as the best point guard ever, it doesn't really sit right with me. But if you want to say he's the best player to play the point guard position in the NBA, that's a different discussion because he's labeled at the point guard. But even then, I still don't agree because I am a Magic Johnson, diehard. He is LA's greatest athlete in terms of his importance to the city. And I just don't think Steph Curry has achieved more than Magic Johnson either, nor do I think he's a better player eye test wise. But I think the eye test thing comes down to preference. For me, I like a guy that is the best passer I've ever seen. Steph Curry's the best shooter I've ever seen. Magic is the best passer I've ever seen. Magic is the best fast break player I've ever seen. And he gets 9 to 10 rebounds a game. I think one thing Flea said or was it you, Fabian, that said it in the Bird segment? You talked about the rebounds. Because of the way rebounds are today, and that's a lot of long misses, that's a lot of teams get back in transition and don't crash the offensive boards, that's a lot of you're not even competing for a box out with a guy for a rebound. Everyone's getting back and you're choosing sometimes between your own teammate who's getting the board. It's not like 10 rebounds that Luka Doncic gets. It is not the same as the 10 rebounds or the 12 rebounds that Dwight Howard was getting 10 years ago. It's not the same. So when I see
you on fire right now,
bro.
Dog. Go ahead,
so
Tom.
when Magic Johnson is getting 10 rebounds in an era where teams are crashing the offensive glass and have a true power forward that is in the guys like Charles Oakley. There's a reason why they're not used anymore because teams are saying, I'd rather have a shooter as that spot than a guy that's going to crash the boards and defend the interior. Because how many guys are really going at the interior every play today? It's a spread out game. So we got to look at the rebounds with the lens of what 10 rebounds meant back then. And the fact that you had a 6'9" point guard grabbing 10 rebounds and then you get to push your offense was a huge luxury for the Lakers. And then Arenas making it worse by saying, when are we going to take into account that Magic came into a dynasty?
Right.
Came into a dynasty. This dude, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was contemplating if he even wanted to do basketball anymore. They won one championship in all of their years in LA. Before Magic, the Lakers were just a good organization that got close. When Magic got there, and by the time he left, the Lakers were a worldwide brand.
Yes.
Basketball was the biggest sport in the city, and I grew up with basketball being the biggest sport in the city. And of course, Kobe and Shaq only elevated that. But to say, like, I know Steph Curry has changed the Warriors. Like, there's no question about it, and I'm not taking that away from him. But Magic did change the Lakers. He is Showtime. There is no Showtime without him. So, and it's, you know what's crazy about these guys? I'm going to end it here. I even have kids that I, like, coached that are Laker fans that say Steph Curry's better than Magic because they obviously have such a fascination with Steph Curry. But when I hear that from a Laker fan, I'm like, y'all don't even understand what you're saying. Like, if I was a Laker fan, I would, and the Laker fans my age agree, like, are like me. Like, there's no Laker fans my age that say that Steph Curry is better than Magic because they like that Magic is, you know, like the all-time Laker. But this younger crowd, having not watched Magic Johnson play and being able to see Steph Curry be like their idol, you're going to hear more of these takes more and more. And it's unfortunate because I really think Magic's insane. And at the end of the day, Magic has accomplished more in less time than Steph Curry has. Sorry, don't cry to me. That's the facts. That's all I got.
I don't know. I think if the conversation needs to be had between two players, then these are the two of the perfect players to have the conversation, right? If anybody is gonna challenge Magic at that position, right? Again, what Steph Curry's responsibilities are and what Magic's responsibilities are completely different on the basketball court. But if we're putting them in a spot, if we're putting a position on them, then I think those two guys, that's the perfect conversation to have. So it's no slight on either one of those guys.
Right.
To talk Steph Curry's side though, because I think Dom did an excellent job on talking for Magic Johnson. I think the biggest thing for why Steph is even in this conversation, because Magic changed the position of the point guard, right? Being able to look at the point guard and say, hey, I could get a 6'9" guy to play that position, right? Steph Curry has changed how we approach the game of basketball, right? In its entirety, right? Yeah. So that is a big argument that not him himself, but the guys that support him and being the best point guard of all time, that's a huge argument. And to be honest with you fellas, I think that argument holds a lot of weight. Now, it's either preference, what you like, what you don't like. But being able to completely change the game of basketball, how coaches prepare, how scouts look at players, how how kids are growing up looking at the game of basketball. Oh, yeah. Obviously, the game has gone global, so you go overseas and you look at how they approach the game, right? Yeah. Steph Curry is that piece, is that light switch, is the flip, it is the shit that ignited this shit. And that's a big reason. We could get into all what he's done for Golden State as opposed to what Magic has done for the Lakers, all that like intricacies of the comparisons, right? We've done that for about a week. We've done that on a couple different platforms. But tonight, for me, I want to kind of highlight the fact that Steph has impacted the game, not just the position, not just, point guards themselves, not just players. I'm talking about how we play the game. This era is really, catapulted by Steph Curry. So I think that's the biggest reason why he even has an argument. If I got to answer the question, though, in terms of just the position and what we typically ask that position to do, Magic is like, head and shoulders over everybody in terms of just that responsibility of getting the ball, pushing it in transition, and making sure everybody touches it, making sure everybody's connected, right? That ain't easy to make sure everybody's connected. I'm watching this shit on HBO right now, the Winning Time thing, and whether the accuracies are off, it's drama, whatever. But what I'm watching is watching how Magic grew into the leader that he was. He walked into the locker room and Cap was the leader. And and over time, you could see it morphing into Magic Johnson taking control, and how hard it was for Cap to give up that, how resistant he was into allowing this young man to lead. And essentially he starts to let go of the reins. He fully lets go of the reins, and they went back to back. 87 and 88 is when Cap says, yo, it's you. Right. And you could see the turn of that Laker team and what Magic brought to the table. So I think it's a hell of a debate, but I think, you know, the big reason why Steph is even in the conversation is the effect that he had on the complete game of basketball.
Fabe, you want me to go? Because I got a weird take on this, right?
Okay.
So no, this is gonna throw y'all off. So I think Magic, for one, I have a problem with someone being considered greatest point guard ever, and they're not even top 25 in assists. I have a problem with that. Steph Curry is great. I've been a Steph Curry fan since Davidson. Yes, Fabian. Steph Curry's not even top 25 in assists.
Yo,
that's cool.
That was a haymaker.
Right now, Magic Johnson. Let me give you something about Magic. I guarantee you, you ask anybody, any GM, I want a point guard to run my organization, to run my team. They're going Magic. To me, it's just that simple. I think Steph Curry, as great as he is, he owed Kevin Durant a lot. Only reason why Curry could have this conversation is because of them 4 rings. And 2 of them was big help from KD. If Curry doesn't have 2 of those rings, this is not a discussion, because now he's neck and neck with Isaiah Thomas. What puts him over the hump is those extra 2 rings that the Slim Reaper came over there and helped him get. These are things people don't want to say and don't want to talk about. This has nothing to do with his impact. His impact in the game is top 5 ever.
I tried to stay away from this shit, but we could talk about why Magic was successful too in the teams that he had.
Look, I'm
trying to stay away from this shit, but you wanna. So go ahead. Now we here.
We here. This how now. Once again, Steph Curry impact. It can be an argument he's number 1. What he's done for the game of basketball, he's made the whole world. From whether you 2 years old or 50 years old, you have to be able to shoot the 3-point shot. I've never seen that like this. But like Dom said, when we talk about point guard, Magic Johnson is one of the greatest people I've ever seen with the ball in his hand, running a fast break. That's what I look for in my point guard. Now, I'm going to let Fabe go, and I'm going to say it again. I'm a Curry fan. I like Curry. But we have to start understanding he's in this position. Because remember, we talk about the 2 MVPs. People don't really talk about him a lot, but he got 2 MVPs. Got 1 Finals MVP. That holds a lot of weight for some people. And Flea, I know.
Unanimous MVP.
Right.
Only one in NBA history.
Once again, can I ask y'all a question? And I'm going to leave it at this. If he don't have those 2 rings with Kevin Durant, is this a conversation?
I don't know. I don't care.
It's not.
I don't really care. Because
thank you.
I think that marriage, I always tell y'all forever, that marriage was like KD needed them just as much as they needed KD. I think that was just a match made in heaven. So
wow. Hell no.
Flavian, look, I hit a nerve. I told y'all. I told you this was going to be.
It was a match made in heaven. I'm sorry.
Not that it was. Not that it wasn't, because KD fits on that team perfectly. I'm with you with that. But hold on. First of all, when All Ball said that, bro, the all-time assist leaders of all time of NBA history: John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, LeBron James is 4th, which is crazy. Steve Nash, Mark Jackson, Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, Russell Westbrook, Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, Andre Miller, Rod Strickland, Rajon Rondo, Maurice Cheeks, Lenny Wilkins, Tim Hardaway. James Harden's on there.
Tony Parker being top 20 is something.
That's amazing. Bob Cousy, Guy Rogers. That's the only guy I'm familiar with on here.
Guy Rogers is one of the better passers of the 60s.
We could keep going. Muggsy Bogues, Stephon Marbury.
John
you don't
Lucas.
Get to Steph Curry.
Go up for a sec. Oh, look, it's the ball hawk. Top 35 in assists in NBA history. Love to see it.
Oh, that's amazing.
I keep quiet, but I knew that. I keep quiet about shit like that.
He has more assists all time than Larry, but that's longevity, so I'm not gonna.
But Larry Bird's number 48 on the top. It's top 50 in assists, by the way.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's pretty impressive. He's an
Dwayne
underrated
Wade.
passer.
Where's Curry at?
But we can't hold on.
Abdul-Jabbar, the only center that's on there. Can we scroll up for that? I want to see that.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to use that. I'm going to use that.
Catch. Wow, top 50. Yeah, he's definitely the only center.
Jokic is getting in there, but
he is.
Oh man, I'm going to take that one home.
So we can't. Hold on a second.
Curry's 45th. 45th all time.
Hold on a second. Hold on, because you think you fucking did something by pulling that shit up. Hold on a second. You can't. In one breath, we cannot recognize that these guys are not asked to do the same things. I don't think Steph Curry is asked to do any of point guard responsibilities that's any fair. Guy on that list.
That's fair.
Any guy on that list, I don't think is asked to do what Steph Curry does. And Steph has never been asked to do what any of those guys on that list have. So I love y'all to death, but get the fuck out of here with that list. There's no reason why we should be worried about if Steph Curry is top 25 all time to validate if he's a top point guard of all time, when we just recognize that he is not asked to do the same things that Norm fucking Nixon was asked to do.
That's amazing.
Do not skip his name. Do not skip this name. Do not skip this name. What are you talking about? John Havlicek. Do not skip these names. Flea, you just got caught. You just got caught. They are asked to do the same thing. Kobe Bryant is a scorer, just like Stephen Curry. You just skipped that. Clyde Drexler, a scorer. You just skipped that.
That's a good counter. That's a good counter to Flea's counter.
Two brought up some shit that don't even fucking matter if we recognizing.
But
hold on, you're right. No, I'm not saying you're wrong. Too. I'm with you. For prototypical point guards, if you're not top 25 and a prototypical point guard in the NBA, that's a problem. And you're supposed to be the greatest.
Flea, I'm sorry. Is John Stockton not considered? He's not in the conversation for best point guards of all time. Yes or no?
Yes.
Jason Kidd.
Yes.
Yes or no? Chris Paul. Yes or no?
Yes. I'm
skipping LeBron James. He's not. I mean, he's in the mix. Steve Nash. Yes or no? Mark Jackson.
No, don't skip.
Johnson. Oscar Rock.
Mark Jackson. I would not put as high as a lot of guys.
I'm saying these are names. These are Isaiah Thomas, Gary Payton, Andre Miller. We go down this list. They're all named for a question for best point guards ever. They're always coming up in these names.
Can I ask you a question?
Steph Curry does not play like them.
Can I ask you a question? But you're making my point. Number one, Steph Curry doesn't play like any of those guys. Number two, we could probably handpick 1, 2, or 3 guys out of the top 10 who have led their teams in scoring. There's not a lot of guys on that list that we can find right now that has led their teams in scoring and led their teams to NBA titles. There's only 1 or 2, 3 guys that we could pick out of that list. So my point being, Steph ain't asked to set the table like Andre fucking Miller, like Rod Strickland. He ain't asked to do that.
Hey, Flea, look, Flea. Okay.
No, he can't. But that is the point. He needs a guy like Magic, who's a real point guard, to set the table for him and get the offense running while he's running around.
But that's the conversation, because we got to have a conversation about what is a point guard if we putting Steph Curry in there.
So then the conversation is done.
Dime started this by saying, there's no reason, basically paraphrasing for you, Dom, there's no reason we should be considering Steph Curry a point guard. Is that what you said?
No, I wasn't saying that. I was saying that, I mean, when I hear the words best point guard ever, I do think traditional to a degree because you're using that term. But when people say Steph's the best to play the point guard position, because when they say it like that, that means they're implying something else a little bit. That it's not
implying that he's
point guard. No, it's
that goes to what Fabian just said. That's stature. Steph Curry's a traditional combo guard, but it's hard to call him a 2 guard because he ain't 6'4".
Allen Iverson is not considered a point guard anymore. I'm sorry,
but he's listed at the point guard position his whole career. You know what I mean? That's why they say it.
I don't know who listed Allen Iverson as a point guard. Big Woke,
no, I'm talking about
big
Curry,
apology.
Not Iverson,
I'm sorry, Curry. Big Woke, big apology. Steph Curry is a point guard in name only. Thank you, Big Woke. He is awake. He's wide awake now. Yes, there's no Steph Curry should not be considered a point guard anymore. He should not.
So then, why are we worried about how many fucking assists he has?
Because what do you
mean? Why
are
we worried about how many assists he has?
Wait. First of all, stop not giving. We gotta salute our co-hosts when they bring in the checkmate to the table. That was a checkmate. Not only not, he said top 25. He's number 45.
But
that's crazy.
Y'all know how much reverence I have for my OG too. I don't give a fuck what he brought to the table. I'm not rolling. I'm sorry. I'm not rolling. I love you too. You know that. I'm not fucking rolling.
Listen, I'm telling y'all now, I'm always gonna come with the take that's gonna go left. And I'm telling y'all, just like Draymond Green owes Steph Curry 10% of his earnings for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, I love
Steph
you.
owe that nigga a bag, right, too?
You owe KD. Listen, KD put you up in a conversation of greatest point guard, and one day you're going to be considered one of the greatest players that ever played this game. Those 2 rings, to where he has 4 now, puts him in these conversations. If he doesn't have those 2 rings, Flea, if KD, listen, let me finish.
If he don't have those 2 rings, KD doesn't have 2 at all.
Right. But hold on.
I disagree.
But no. Hold on, y'all.
Disagree. I'm talking about the facts.
Hold on. If KD doesn't go there, right? Curry doesn't have those 2 rings. He got his boots smoked in Toronto. This is a whole different conversation. So I just want to say, salute this.
I disagree big time. It's the same as the It's the same as the D Wade thing to me. Steph Curry.
Rewatch the Toronto Raptors, Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry had an opportunity to put it here on the shoulders, and he failed. Stop it. Stop it. Leave it alone.
Go ahead.
Let me just say that. Even if you took away the 2 rings that he won with Kevin Durant, he still
has not a conversation.
No, he still has 2 rings as the consensus best player, which a lot of people can't say, and nobody on his size can say it either.
But hold on, hold. But hold on, listen what I'm saying. If Steph Curry only, remember, this is like I said, this is only, so it's just our opinion. If Steph Curry only has 2, Isaiah Thomas has 2. Isaiah Thomas has back-to-back, and look who he was beating. So what I'm saying is, by Steph Curry having 4, that skips him over everybody to go right to the throne. If he doesn't have 4, he's not in his conversation. Nobody's asking him, is he the greatest point guard ever? That's not no conversation.
After 2016, I'm just saying this, and maybe not in your guys' circles because you guys actually watched Isaiah Thomas, but I remember the modern media and like the people around, my age or a little older were putting him after the 2016 73-9. They were saying he was second best point guard of all time right then and there. Like,
Exactly. And here's the thing: the more you guys,
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Zeke. Go ahead, Faye. My bad.
Oh, we couldn't. I was gonna switch the topic because to me, it seems like it's just hyperbole. The NBA they're gonna keep throwing out the best point guard conversation. You know why? Because you can't have a who's the better player conversation. Because that to me is not close.
That's
Steph Curry and Magic Johnson
is though. It's
not.
What the conversation
no, it's not. They keep saying.
I mean, that's really what it is. That's really what it is
because they like. Go ahead, Flea.
No. I'm just saying because if that's really the conversation, if we all agree, all 4 of us agree that Steph Curry is not a prototypical point guard, right? So let's just take the point guard out of it, right?
Shit, yeah, exactly.
Right. We just take the point guard position out of it. And watch just yourself. Say, like I was saying earlier, I test watching the game, Watch yourself. Roll 2. I'm talking. Hold on. Let me rock. Let me cook. So you roll a ball out there. And just say, here, let me watch. That is a closer conversation than y'all really want to have.
No,
I think a closer conversation. Magic ain't head and shoulders better than Steph Curry. We just talking, just roll the ball out there. It's
let me ask
not.
You a question. Is there how many people are head and shoulders better than Steph Curry? Because Steph Curry is pretty damn great.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he is incredible. What you got, L-Ball?
Can we do no? Because this will get so hot that we might be on here till tomorrow morning. Can I just say this? Next week, can we have a topic? Forget who's the better point guard. Who's the better player?
That's what we're doing right now.
No, that's the topic. Because that's I keep telling y'all.
Now.
That's what they've been trying to avoid. No.
Because
the
I think
NBA,
that's really what the conversation
the NBA,
is.
No, that's the conversation because the NBA spun it in a way where it's sneaky. Who's the better point guard? Because you cannot ask who's the better player. You know why? Because Magic stopped playing at what age? 31. Yeah. He had 5 chips by 81. And I ain't talking about the amount of chips. I'm talking about he competed. He was in 9 championships, dog. 9. Everybody keeps talking about he didn't win against Jordan, whatever happened. He had like 20 assists. He had a triple-double when he ended that series against the Chicago Bulls. Steph Curry's not doing that. My man is dominating at 31. He's a different level.
Steph Curry not doing
whoa. In transition, who's better? Who's running the offense better? What are we talking about? Who's putting in the post better? Who's
in transition? Better? I might get 3. In transition, I might get 3 instead of 2 with Steph Curry.
It's getting spicy.
You kidding me? Nah, man.
In transition today, I might get 3 instead of 2 with Steph Curry.
You might. I'm still taking, but then Steph Curry is the best transition player of all time by that logic because he's the best.
I'm just saying.
The best what?
He just asked who is better in transition. I'm saying 3 is better than 2. Which one you want?
A Flea.
Magic
came in winning, baby. I'm just saying.
Okay, but wait, time out. See, that's unfair though to Curry because he came into a terrible organization. You know what I mean?
I ain't got.
Yeah. Wait. No.
Magic came into a.
Magic Johnson was 19 and was busting y'all. What are you talking about? Steph Curry could not do that. There's a difference. I don't care what his team looked like.
Magic had a 5-time MVP before Magic even came to the league. He comes into the league with a 5-time MVP standing right next to him.
And 2 other very
then has another championship player in Jamal Wilkes standing right next to him. I didn't want to get into this shit. But the nigga in the bottom right corner, he started this shit, right? I didn't want to do this, but fuck it, we here. Magic came in with a lot of shit on his side. We got to stop this because Magic came in and he won right away. Magic had a hell of a team right away. He didn't have no bullshit.
Yes.
He made them bullshit.
No. He made them a hell of a team.
Okay, but they were already very good. They were already
competitive. They was in the Western Conference Finals the year prior.
He had the best player in the world on his team. That's the fact. And even as a Magic fanboy, I can say that. But he did.
I never mentioned a teammate.
We're not talking about you. It's all ball. It's 4 horse. Not 4 sports.
No, but no. We are talking about him.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he wants to talk about team success.
No, I did not bring up team success. I said that Magic came in the league and was busting ass. From the moment he stepped in the league, he replaced the teammate that y'all are talking about to win a championship against the Sixers. What the hell are you people talking about?
One game.
One game. He had a triple-double. Okay. Steph Curry could never at 19. At 19, who was better, Steph Curry or Magic Johnson? What are we talking about right now? Are y'all crazy?
What did you say?
Who was better at 19 years old, Steph Curry or Magic Johnson? This is not close. Johnson? Okay, then. So when he came to the league, he was better than Steph.
He was.
What are we doing?
But you're getting mad about something that we were responding to all ball saying, not you.
No, I'm not. Why
you trying to be slick? I ain't did nothing, man.
Yes, you did.
Dime. Flea tried to be slick and said, well, he came in the league with 3 MVPs and the Jamal Wilkes, so I ain't talking about them.
But that because he was combative.
That's context.
I think it's because you must have tuned all ball out.
If Magic comes in the league and gets drafted by the Kansas City Royals, we're having a different conversation.
You must have.
What conversation are we having if Magic Johnson is drafted by the Clippers? What kind of conversation are we having?
A very different
one. The most electrifying player in the game at that time. What are we doing right now?
Diming bum ass Bill Walton with bad anybody. He comes in. He comes in as a Clipper and is going to be diming Bill Walton, right?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Dom.
And that's about it.
Hey, Dom. Come on.
You see what he does? Fabian just got riled up because Flea was talking back to all ball and you took it as he was talking to you.
No, he did not. I'm telling you, he was coming at me about that team success.
No, he wasn't.
Baby.
Yo,
Two the one that said all ball.
Yo, Two's the nigga in the lunchroom to get shit rocketed and then sneak out
and
the
he's in the corner.
Lunchroom.
He's in the corner. He's in the corner.
In there. What happened?
He's in the corner biting on the apple.
Exactly.
Man.
No,
listen,
or just sitting at the lunch table watching. But all ball said that Magic won right away. And that's why it didn't make sense that you were getting so riled up, because you don't give a shit about winning right away. That's team dependent for you more than all of us. So that's why Flea said Jamal Wilkes, Norm Nixon, because Curry didn't have that luxury coming out of the gate. That's true. And
he had next to him your favorite player, Monte Ellis.
So can I ask y'all a question?
Yes.
Steph Curry's skill set. We do the dime time traveler. Go way back, right? Steph Curry today gets drafted to that Lakers.
Oh,
do they be successful like how they are?
No, I'm not gonna say that because it's a different game. But a lot of the
no. Listen, what I'm asking.
He carries Steph Curry.
Forget the different game. Forget if he carries. I'm just asking. Steph Curry's skill set, how he is today. Does he get drafted by the Lakers with Kareem and them guys? Do they win all these championships?
I don't think so. I don't think you put a lot of players in that spot. They win as many championships as Magic. Magic was perfect. But I
think that was a big. Like, we could go back and be. Let's be honest. The fact that Magic Johnson was a 6'9" point guard made him an alien in the 1980s NBA. Right? Let's go back to the point guards of all of these teams, the Maurice Cheekses and y'all help me, Alvin Robertson, and the point guards in the NBA in the 80s, Isaiah Thomas, right? The point guards in the 80s, aside from Magic Johnson, were your prototypical Bob Cousy height, right? There wasn't a lot of guys that was 6'9". So who's guarding Magic?
Well, they used to put bigger guys on him, from what I saw.
They would have to, but my point being is he changed the position, but he was also like a freak out there with the ball in his hands, coming at you full steam. This dude is 6'9", coming at you full steam. He could see over everybody, right? You ain't putting a defender in front of him when he's running that Showtime break and putting a defender where he can't see. He can see over every defender. Imagine John Lucas from the Rockets, or Calvin Murphy jumping in front of motherfucking Magic Johnson. Like, yeah, right. But come on.
You know what? Just real quick, just to add on that, great takes from everybody. I just feel if you want to be considered the greatest at whatever position, like, because I think Magic passed the ball just as well as Steph Curry shot the ball. So it's your preference of what you want.
Right.
But to me, Curry has to get another ring to be in that conversation. Just like God rest his soul, Kobe being Bryant. That's why he was chasing them 6 rings, because he knew. Just like guys like Shaq. Why do you think Shaq said till his day, I needed 5? Remember, he's not satisfied with 4. So I think when we go greatest point guard, greatest shooting guard, greatest small forward, greatest power forward, I think to be better than those guys, you got to have the accolades. So for me, what stops Steph Curry from being the greatest point guard is the assists. He has everything else. I just feel the point guard, if he maybe was top 15, top 20, but now he can be the greatest player that played point guard, but I can't give him greatest point guard ever. I can't give him that.
I don't think anyone would, and I don't think Warriors fans, even the most biased Curry fans, would say that he's the best true point, like whatever, prototypical. But that's why I was telling Fabian, and that's why I'm gonna throw it to you. But when you're talking about player and stuff like that, yeah, that is exactly what they're talking about. They're not talking about the position of point guard, because obviously Magic's a better point guard than Steph, but they're talking about the player. And you seem like you had a reaction to that about if it's a player, it's not close. I think it's not that far off. Steph Curry's amazing.
I think it's neck and neck. It depends
on. There you go.
I don't think so.
Fabian disagrees the most.
I don't think it's neck and neck.
But to me, it depends. I'm gonna tell you why. It depends on the person you are and your preference.
Right, but Fabian seems very, very adamant. Go ahead.
So Fabian, you said. So Fabian, who you have head and shoulders?
Magic,
you have Curry.
I don't have Steph in my top 15. Like, all that shit to me. Listen, man, get out of here with that shit, bro. He's getting the rebound and doing, and he's making it like that's a different level of player, bro. He's an alien. You just said it already. He changed. Like all this talk about he didn't change the game. He certainly changed the game.
Steph Curry an alien, Fabian. Steph Curry is an alien,
Steph Curry's an alien, but again, he's a product because they changed the rule. I don't even want to get into that part because it sounds like hate.
His shooting ability has shit to do with the rule changes, Fabian. That
has everything to do with the fact that I don't have Derek Harper there anymore to go up and down the court with you and press you like that. And Gilbert Arenas and all these guys, they talked about the evolution of the game where they came down and started shooting that way. That's an evolution of the game. Magic came in the game and changed it. It changed because of him. Period.
Well, what do you mean by? Well, I think it's the game changed more in terms of the NBA's like staying in business and stuff and like the boom of entertainment. But Steph Curry's actual influence on the way it was played, I think, is different than Magic.
Because he has this stigma attached. No, I'm just saying he has this stigma attached to him that he's only a shooter. And I think that's just inaccurate. Steph Curry is not just only a shooter. He's the best shooter we have ever seen, but he does a lot more than just shoot the basketball.
Okay, so then all right, I can watch the game and I'll see that Magic Johnson does way more than just pass.
See, this is the thing. I don't think that there's a stigma attached to Magic Johnson just being a passer. I think we've seen it in the. I can go on plenty of posts on Two's page, on All Ball TV's page, where anytime Steph Curry's ever mentioned, the comments specifically say best shooter, yes. Can he shoot? Yes. Greatest shooter, yes. There's this stigma that is attached that all he does well and elite is shoot, and I don't think that's fully accurate.
All right, hold on.
The complete story of who he is.
Fleet, can I play devil's advocate? And this might hurt some people's feelings. What else does he? No, I'm being for real. What else does he do besides shoot?
Oh,
I think.
Hold on. I'm asking.
This is the biggest thing for me. Two things.
Don't tell me run around screens.
I think he's an elite ball handler, which you wanted to act like he's not, which is fucking crazy. I think he's an elite ball handler. And I think the fact that he's on the floor, just with the warm-up off and on the floor, anywhere on the floor, he makes it easier for the other four guys to be open. That's just the mere fact that he's on the floor.
And all ball.
Okay.
We got to take into consideration. I have to watch more film for this take, but he is tier 1 off-ball movers in the history of basketball, and that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a skill, and he's the way he reads defenses off the ball is I would show any kid that and say, you watch the way this guy moves. He might not have the shooting, but he's incredible at that. Can we agree there's a lot of illegal screens though as well? Can we at least agree to that? Going way back. Hold on. I'm not as far. There is definitely illegal screens, but I still think
don't
there
do
were
that,
some guys that got away with illegal screens in the past too. That like
we champion Reggie Miller as one of the best off-ball screeners, but Dale Davis was dirty. Antonio Davis was dirty. Rick Smith was dirty. Derek McKee was dirty. Like, come on.
Bogut is dirty. Draymond Green is dirty.
Yo, he had listen. He's in trend. Once he gets the rebound, it's over. The play is over. It better not. No. It's not just fine. Like Steph Curry cannot do that. That's not, bro. I didn't think about this till now. He's like Shaq at the point guard. What are you doing with him?
What do you mean, Shaq?
Imagine trying to guard a 6'9" human being who can dribble like that.
I know.
And he's getting by you. He's mad fast. What are you talking? You would never see that in your. You'd be like, oh shit. What the hell is that? That is insane. I think y'all are really bro. He didn't just the whole team success thing. He had a team that surrounded him and he won. He got it done at 31, 12 years in the league. He was competing every year. Steph Curry can't do that. He can't.
Fabian, Steph Curry has had his team to address that specific point, but I want to say something else to what you were saying. Golden State Warriors have been in contention for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Whether however you want to slice it, KD, whatever. Steph Curry is the constant.
Yeah. Not all because of him.
Stop right there.
Regardless of
right there. No.
Please.
I'm sorry. Can we stop right there? When everybody got injured, I'm sorry. This is how I look at it. I really believe all these dudes injured, Magic is still competing to win. Maybe the West is weaker in the 80s, whatever you want to say. I still believe he had a triple-double, 20 assists against the Chicago Bulls the last game against the Bulls. Without James Worthy, and without Cooper, without his best offensive players.
But is he
20 assists?
Is he getting the second
5?
Okay.
They lost in 5.
In the finals?
They lost in 5.
I'm sorry.
Is he getting the second seed? Is he getting the second seed?
I don't know if he's getting the second seed. I don't know if he's getting the second seed. What I'm saying is that they're still competing game in, game out because he's a physical. That physical presence is different. Like y'all just like this is the stuff. It kind of goes like now we're doing too much. It's like the argument with Shaq is like he's still Shaq. You
just said stuff. You just said Magic Johnson gets the ball and pushes it up. Steph Curry can't do that, right?
He's grabbing the rebound first.
Steph's
not doing that. Steph's not grabbing the rebound like
right. But Steph has probably had a career high with averaging 7 rebounds a game. But Steph don't rebound. Anyway, forget all that. What I'm saying is
in this era when they double the
regardless
and all
fact, that. I didn't say nothing to Dom's point. Defensive rebounding is still an important skill. You got to be able to get the rebound and start a new possession. So I completely understood what Dom was saying, but defensive rebounding is still at the top of the priority list for coaches. You got to be able to get the ball and get a new possession. But what I'm saying to you is, Fabian, if you run in the break, right, coaches will tell you when a fast break is going on, stop the basketball. Get in front of the basketball. So when Magic has it, they're trying to find somebody to get in front of him. I don't give a fuck who has the basketball on a fast break. The coach is telling you, find Steph. Find him. Fuck the basketball. Find him because we don't want to give up 3. We would rather give up a layup to Draymond Green pushing the break. That's all I'm saying. It's what you prefer. It's what you prefer, man.
But see, and what do you think? Hold on. What do you think would happen if Magic was on that fast break with Steph? There's nothing like it's like Kevin Durant out there. He's making the best. He's making the best decision. It doesn't matter who Magic got with him. You better guard Magic. It's just my point with that is like that's why Steph is hard for people to understand this. Yes, it's a bias towards bigger players. Name your top 10 players. More than likely, they're not going to be 6'5" or below. That's just basketball, bro. I'm sorry. I'm 5'7". I'm mad too about it. But hey, I gave that a dream up a long time ago, brother. It just is what it is.
But see, when All Ball says preference and then Flea says preference, I think your preference, Fabio, and I've known you now for a little over a year. Finally, by the way, to all the Dime Dropper fans, Dime is going out to New York City in 2 weeks. So we're going to see All Ball and Fabio in person. We are gonna put that on video, that's for sure.
That's a fact.
But I will say this, Fabian, from knowing Fabian, you do have a preference towards bigger players. That is a fact. And I think Magic
have. Yes, you.
You said yeah.
Do you want to name your top 10 right now, Dom? Name your top 10 players.
I don't have a top 10, but here's my top 12 in order. Can I do that?
Sure.
Bill Russell, Wilt, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic, Larry, Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, Tim Duncan, LeBron, Steph Curry, and Hakeem Olajuwon. That's my 12.
It took 10 players to get to a guy that's 6'3".
5 bigs.
Listen, like we gotta. That's my preference.
Can I translate why this is the case? Because in my opinion, the first 20 to 30 years of NBA basketball, the big man was the star. But now we're in a changed era. I think the wings are the stars now, but there's one guard that has been the best scorer on his championship team, consensus. One in the history of basketball. Steph Curry. He is a pioneer. He's the one guy. But I will say, I do agree that the league changing to favor guards may have enabled this. I don't deny that. But I do think that the gap between Magic and Steph as a player is not as big as you make it seem. And it seems like me, Flea, and All Ball are so adamant about Magic's being better still. But I don't think the gap as a pure player is that huge. But I think because I really value Steph Curry as a player, I really think he's one of one. And I think he's on the level with a lot of these guys. But I still take Magic.
I was gonna say something. I'll leave it alone. I started enough trouble.
Let's go. No, you can't do that.
You say it before
I
get to the comments.
Gun shy now, nigga. You open it.
This is our last one, right? Is this our last topic? We got anything else?
Well, hold on. Dom said Steph Curry's been the best scorer on his team for them championship runs.
2. I said for 2 teams. Clear cut.
For 2 teams. What you mean?
2015 and 2022.
Okay, no problem. All right.
I made sure I knew what I was
that debunks your Isaiah. That's that Zeke take that you was about to jump out the window with just now.
No, I wasn't even say Zeke. No, I misheard him, but he said 2. Because if he was gonna say Steph Curry was the best scorer on those championship teams, that's a lie.
No, I know. For 2 of them, it's debatable.
Kev is and those 2 in the middle, those 2 middle ones. Kev is head and shoulders the best player.
That's all. And I'm gonna say this before we try to get to the next last topic or what. Hold on, I'm gonna say this. I'm tired of that narrative that Steph Curry took a back seat. He ain't had no choice.
Yes, he did.
But before I get to the comments, that's the comment that I want to respond to also, boy. It's not like I understand how I sound and everything. I just feel like certain things are just it's not my plan. It's God's plan. Right
now you giving it to God. Okay,
that's absolutely on God.
No, you're on
I ain't got nothing to do with that.
You're on some Ricky G shit right now, man.
No, listen.
No guard, no small guards.
Listen, man. All boy said something that I totally disagree with. When Shaq won 5 rings and all that, that's part of the reason why he's not in the top 5 for a lot of people, because we saw you, Shaq, like you didn't give that effort like that. So that's the thing about Steph Curry that has to be saluted.
He's in my top 5 though.
Shaq, yeah, he might be in my top 5, but
is
Steph,
he really?
He might be. Steph is like, it's not for a lack of trying, bro, a lack of effort. Like that is what he's doing. I don't have that. I don't have the greatness Steph Curry has.
Y'all see, y'all keep my mouth every time y'all talk this top 10. Y'all keep my mouth shut because I ain't gonna get y'all my top 10 gonna have all y'all niggas pissed off.
Hold on, Fleet.
You don't have anybody. You might have one guy there on below 6'5".
Hold on, Dom not gonna like this. Dom, no disrespect. What Shaq would have did to Kareem, Bill Russell, and Will Chamberlain, it wouldn't even be funny, bro. The reason why Hakeem is not top 5 is probably because of the championship. If Kareem had 3 or 4, for me, Kareem would be the greatest center of all time.
Oh, Hakeem?
I feel you.
But he only has 2. But what Shaq would have did to them other guys, I'm being honest, bro. It would be cheating. You would need probably 4 refs.
The one person I'm gonna push back on is Wilt Chamberlain, because if anyone's strong enough to try, it's him. That's all I got for that one.
Dream doesn't lose any
points
any love for me because he doesn't have as many rings.
No. At all. No love. I know love lost.
I put him above, for me, like I said, that top 10 list, we could do that at some other time, but he dwarfs everybody for me, even Shaq. Like the dominance, Shaq is dominant, but in terms of just flat out players at that position.
So who's your greatest sin of all? Who's your greatest sin of all time?
Dream.
Is it Dream?
Wow.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
I mean, I don't not see the case. You know what I mean? Like if you just look at his skill set, I mean, he doesn't really have many flaws as a player.
Who's the second best player Dream ever had on his team?
I'm a little biased.
Agreed.
Who? Who's the second best player Dream ever had on his team?
Clyde Drexler, probably.
Clyde.
Yeah.
Clyde or Ralph Sampson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sampson easily.
When he had Sampson, he was in the finals. They lost to Bird. When he had Drexler, they won. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, he was close. Every time he had help, he was pretty close.
And when he didn't have second best player, he beat our sorry asses, right? He beat us. So who's the second best player on that 94 Houston team?
Yeah,
Kenny Smith.
I agree. I think if we going for me, and your opinion, that's your opinion. I'm not going to argue that. You're a smart brother. I respect your opinion. But for me, if we going Akeem Olajuwon, the greatest skill set center, but of course, because Joker's still playing, so I'm not going to put him up there yet. Yes, but I can't give Hakeem greatest center all time when there's 2 that has double his championships. I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's why I said if he had 3 or 4 for me. No, because Shaq only got 4.
I know. I'm saying 3 centers. Don't forget my boy Bill, man.
Okay, 3.
He's forgotten. He's forgotten in this conversation.
Dream would give him the blues,
dude. But here's
Bill
Walton
was
Bill's a bad defender. If I'm taking Bill Russell to guard,
Bill Russell, I'm sorry,
anyone over other players, over any other player, I'm probably taking
Bill Walton.
To guard.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bill.
Who else are you taking?
Bill Walton, the most overrated player of all time. Get Bill Walton.
I agree. I agree with you too.
Bill Russell.
I don't agree with that. Let me get to the comments.
One of the most overrated players in NBA history.
Yeah, get out of here, man.
Let me get to the comments. Jesse Glassy, I'm back. I'm glad to see him over here all the time. We know he's gonna say
Bill Walton ain't no better than Robert Parrish, man.
Not Bill Walton. I said Bill Russell.
That's crazy.
No, I know, Dom. I'm just saying, get out of here with that Bill Walton shit, man.
I pointed out before Draymond. Draymond being Golden State's point guard is an indictment on Draymond, not Steph. Draymond is their only de facto point guard because that's the only place they can put him in. Yo, Jesse's crazy.
I'd argue Draymond plays multiple positions, but I feel him on that.
But he's so pathetically limited offensively. Still Magic over Steph. The individual rebounding numbers are irrelevant today, especially for perimeter players. Preach. Fact, Jesse, you can put Dre ball off, or you can shoot. Magic is the greatest point guard in the evolution of the position. Steph Curry is the greatest three-point shooting guard in the history of the game. Shaq and Kobe Magic played with more talented players.
I mean, that's up for debate.
Okay, hold on. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. It is up for debate. It definitely is.
Steph, let me just say this about Steph's team. Steph got KD, Clay, and Draymond all in their prime simultaneously while he was in his prime. That Magic didn't have exactly that to me.
In this era.
Magic came in. Silk was still really good. Kareem was in his prime. They 2 years later, they draft Big Game James, and James emerges into who he is. Michael Cooper was one of the best defensive players in the game.
But wait.
What are we talking about?
But what we're saying, Magic he was a rookie, though. He's a 19-year-old kid when he first came in. I'm saying that Steph's team, all 4 of those guys were in their primes at the same exact time. Exact.
And in 87, when Magic is in his prime, how many guys on that team are in their primes?
Hold on, but fellas,
Worthy definitely was, but not Kareem.
But fellas, but hold on, Fleet. Let's not forget the Andrew Bogut years. Sean Livingston and them guys, Barbosa and them guys was talented.
Very talented.
But I put that in the same category as what he was saying about Michael Cooper and them. I was just talking about
but I'm just saying when we talking about some of the guys that everybody played with, let's not just only name KD, Draymond. Like now, them teams in the past with Bogut in them. Those are some hell of a teams, man.
That's sure.
Like, we can't miss that. Big shout
that don't help Magic's case to me because Michael Cooper, I think very highly of him.
But I did that for a reason because people tend to forget how great Bogut was, Sean Livingston, Barbosa and them guys, David West and them. Like people forget. Let's not just talk about the Curry with KD and after. Before that,
Magic had Bob McAdoo. Like what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah,
but Andre Iguodala, we haven't even mentioned. He was a good player too.
Iggy, right?
McAdoo was an MVP in this league.
I know, but how far removed was he?
I don't know. The real AI. What y'all talking about?
Chill out with that.
No, wow, that was just.
Yo, hey man, before
and that Alwyn was crazy. You got to pause that, please.
I'm gonna have to. Hey, I'm gonna have to put the brakes on for a second to defend. I don't know where his name came up, but. In his sophomore season, a.k.a. his first season as a UCLA Bruin, Bill Walton led an undefeated team to a championship. And then he did it in the NBA a couple years later, only chip to this day. Show some respect to Bill Walton, please.
Don, respectfully, Bill Walton was a bum.
How is he a bum?
He's a bum.
No, he's not.
Nah, Walton we can't call an MVP a bum. We can't call a guy who led a team.
Y'all be doing a lot of that's crazy.
Listen,
I can.
Hold on, Dom. Watch this. He just asked us who was Akeem Olajuwon's second, his best teammate. Who was Bill Walton's best teammate on the Blazers?
Lionel Hollins.
I have no idea. Maurice Lucas.
Maurice Lucas was on that team,
and they're on the same level as Twin Towers.
Bill Walton. The props they give Bill Walton, give Robert Parrish the same props. He ain't no better than
Parrish.
Parrish.
Okay, but Parrish didn't. I love Parrish, but he didn't lead his team to a chip the same way.
Yeah,
Walton
that's
did.
bug.
That's the only thing.
Bill Walton.
I was talking about Bill Russell though. Not
so
Bill
let me ask you this too. Bill Walton came to the Boston Celtics and won 6th Man of the Year, backing up Robert Parrish. But Robert was better than him or just as good.
He tore his foot up, bro. Like, yo, are you serious?
No, he did.
He was on one foot.
Bill Walton is the most overrated player ever. They talk about him like his legend is crazy. I'm over Bill Walton.
See, but when my generation doesn't hear about Bill Walton though, like I wouldn't say he's that
so
overrated.
happy
That's a good thing.
Why? Do you guys don't like him because he does a bunch of psychedelics and shit?
No, I just don't think. The way they prop when he made top 50 of all in Cleveland. That's that All-Star game when he made top 50 over guys like Bernard King and Dominique Wilkins and guys like that. That shit pissed me off.
Hey man, if we're talking that original top 50. I'm still not taking Paul Arizin or Dolph Shays over Bill Walton. I'm sorry. And those guys had great careers. But Bill Walton...
There's a lot of guys on that original top 50 that were questionable, but the only guy for me that is like, what are we doing, is Bill Walton.
Wow. I would not say that.
That's me, Dom.
You can't say that, Dom. He does not have... If we're talking careers, he does not have a top 50 NBA career.
But see, I'm surprised of all people, I'm surprised all ball is disagreeing because... We prioritize championships. And when you lead a team to a chip, and especially how young he did it, that matters to me. And that was a really good Philly team that he beat.
Dr. J.
I know he didn't last long. But
I get it.
Exactly.
He's what?
Listen, I get it, but I just think they put too much sauce on Bill Walton. You know what I would love to do one live? That we could just spend a whole live? We dissect the top 50. Take some guys out and put some new guys in. I would love to do that.
Who's the most overrated player of all time? So far as Bill Walton by you guys.
I'm not rolling with that. Yeah, you know who I think.
Carmelo's on that list for me.
Okay, I kind of agree with that. But you know who I think is overrated. But
Flea.
You know who I think is overrated, but I can't call him overrated anymore because he didn't make the top 75.
Who?
You guys know.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight
Howard had a better career than Bill Walton.
Dwight Howard is better. He's better than Bill Walton.
Fuck no, I'm not taking.
He had a better career, easily.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna watch the film and I'll get back to you on that.
He's better than Bill Walton.
He had a better career than Bill Walton.
Okay,
a career. See, that's a conversation. That's a different conversation.
That is
that's value chips, Fabian. That matters.
Man, let's
he has many chips as being a backup.
Go to Orlando and Houston highlights and go to Bill Walton highlights. And we're going to see who's the better player. Let's do the eye test.
Hey, no. All ball.
Bill Walton was ill, man.
Hey, listen. If you do Kyrie Irving's highlights versus Clyde Frazier's highlights, Kyrie's may look better. But I'm taking Clyde Frazier.
No, that's not. See. Now you're wrong.
How?
It's not going. Hold on. It's not going to look head and shoulders better. It's not going to look that better. Clyde the Glide was a bad MF, bro. What are you talking about?
Clyde Frazier, not Clyde Drexler.
Hold on. That's not. Hold on.
Once
again, it depends on who's watching the tape.
Okay.
If it's OGs that understand the game, the razzle dazzle gonna look sweet. But when you got my guy Clyde, defense, rebounds, come on,
but there's no defense in a highlight tape.
Clyde
that's my
has
point.
some of that sauce in his game too.
Oh,
not Kyrie level.
100% did. I'm only saying because of the era differences, the highlights of a modern player are gonna shit on the highlights of a player from the 70s. That's why I was saying that for Dwight and Bill Walton.
Aesthetically, 100%.
But first of all, I don't even know how we got to Bill Walton. I was just saying that Bill Russell, who is a defensive monster,
I don't know.
No, Fabian tried to slap. No, Fabian made a mistake and said Bill Walton. Oh. And me and Flea had to check that. That's all.
Hold on, wait. First of all, we slid past all that, and your man brought it up. He heard Bill. He had to defend the old school. No, you brought him back up, Dom Dropper. The tape is on tape.
On Bill Walton, yes. But the reason why I don't know why Hoball and Flea went that way. I was saying that you guys were saying Bill Russell's name, like he was getting torched and all this. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, if Hakeem Olajuwon's probably torching anybody. But if I want to pick somebody to guard him, Bill Russell will be one of the top of my list because it's Bill Russell. You feel me? That's what he did. He guarded.
He would listen, Dom. Hakeem Olajuwon would have torched Bill Russell.
But who's he not torching?
He's would have torched him. I'm telling you
about him like he can't guard though. You feel me? Like this is the best. This is the guy that is the best in terms.
I mean, if I needed somebody to guard him,
give me whatever.
If I needed somebody to guard him, like honestly, if I'm going like all time, if I need somebody to guard Hakeem Olajuwon, I preferably would rather David Robinson do it, right? Like that's me. The Admiral, and that's another guy that doesn't get spoken about enough and has the same amount of accolades as Hakeem, right? Same accolades. MVP, defensive player, MVP,
you're right.
defensive player of the year, and 2 rings, right? Same accolades, but I mean, for me, Dream is just better. But David Robinson was just as fast, just as quick. Footwork was just as like. Admiral will get up and down the court like a fucking gazelle, right? He was that good as well. So if I needed anybody to go guard Hakeem and make it difficult, I'm rolling with David Robinson. Dream used to kill
quick question,
Patrick
y'all.
Ewing once they became pros. He would kill Ewing.
Quick question: why none of y'all brought up the great Tim Duncan to guard Hakeem Olajuwon? He was great defensively, right?
I would have.
He wouldn't be bad either, but
I would be fine with that.
I'd rather Tim Duncan than David Robinson.
Yeah, all right.
David Robinson.
Don't say it now.
My only combating of the David Robinson was, well, we saw how that worked out.
Yeah, we saw how that worked out.
And the reason why I go with Bill Russell is because the one thing I'll give him over David Robinson, this is from everything I've heard, is what All Ball always says, that right here, that dog. That's one thing that Bill has, like, overall, like, he's up there in the tier 1 of dogs to me. Because he shouldn't have been a top 10, top 12 player of all time. He should have never had that resume, but he did. And I think in terms of defense, he would at least try. Bill says it best in his book. He says, I can never stop Wilt Chamberlain, but I can try to make life tough. That's what I think he would try to do with Hakeem, because you can't stop the guy. He's getting that turnaround off. But Bill got a great vertical and long arms to hopefully contest. That's all I was saying.
Dom thinks he's slick trying to turn this into a Dom Traveler episode. Nah, man, let's get back to these comments.
I got to show my boy Bill love because no one is going to do it. So I got it.
Well, yeah, get to some comments.
I love Russell, but we are not showing Walton no love over here.
I am. I show him some love, but that's the thing. He doesn't challenge Magic at that position. That's always Zach's point.
Big shout out Zach. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Z Show.
Z Money. How defenses have to react. Stop saying Magic played more talented players. You don't win that with average players. That's true. We literally
he was on a KP.
Probably. We literally weren't even watching basketball on live TV for years until Magic and Bird. I won't stop saying the truth. More talented players. You guys are going to war. Steph won a chip with average players. What?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
But KP's a step stand.
This is the sauce. This is the problem with this era. And this is the Hollywood issue we have. Y'all, we gotta listen. We gotta get off the stand-em. This is not your channel. This is not gonna be your channel, dog. If you're gonna be on here with the stand-em, what you say? I don't care.
Let's get to the last topic, man.
Magic had just as much influence on the league as a whole, in my opinion. Okay, it's not the truth. Steph played with who?
God, these guys go into
Slim Tweeter.
You know, okay, nothing. That was raw ball.
See, all ball is a bad hater. You keep bringing up KD. Who did Magic play with? You think Kim Bron-Un would have 20,000 assists already by the way his fanboy?
That's crazy. Yeah. Jesse. I like that Jesse's tapping into us every week now.
That was tough. Big shout. Big shout.
That was good. That was funny.
You would think Kim Bron-Un would have 20,000 assists already by the way his fanboys talk about him being a pass-first player. He's number 4 though, Jesse. And number 1 in scoring is crazy. Muggsy Bogues number 1 assist turnover ratio in NBA history.
Really?
Shout out to little man.
That's a good stat.
There's a lot of guys in that list whose job wasn't to get assists.
Oh, that was against Flea. Flea's on the ropes.
Flea's on the ropes. Mark Jackson is underrated. Top 20-ish point guard list of all time. He played like that. Mark Jackson was the coach. Y'all drunk. It wasn't a checkmate. Get out of here. That was crazy. They're mad. They're number 45. We can't use that number because it's kind of toxic. But Steph is the greatest 3-point shooter. He is right about what?
He was right that Steph was more on ball with Mark Jackson. Steve Kerr kind of pushed him off the ball, and Draymond took the reins as the point forward. But with Mark, but the combating that you would say is they didn't win as much, which is a fact.
Listen, I'm not. You ain't gonna get that out of me.
Was still
Mark
good,
Jackson. I don't care what Steph Curry says. They're glad that Mark Steve Kerr replaced him. Steph is the greatest 3-point shooter in NBA history. He changed the way offenses are ran from high school to college to pro. Magic changed the evolution of the point guard position and put it on live TV. Magic owes the number 1 picks he played with. All right. Isaiah Thomas has 2, still one of the greatest point guards. Magic is not overrated. I think Bird is. Isaiah has no MVPs. That's true.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Bird's prime was too short, and whenever he faced a team similar or equal to his team's the talent, he lost.
What? Hold on a second. Can I combat that? Have you seen
Sure.
the Lakers roster in the '84 finals? Bro, that shit looks like a fucking all-star team.
That was a tough team. But that went 7. So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? They ain't get him out of there. That went 7.
I hope they're not getting him out of there. That team is amazing.
Yeah.
That team's
I mean,
loaded.
The 80s is just the whole dynasty era. Steph is the better player. It's possible the NBA media knows people are finally done with having the LeBrick GOAT argument shoved down their throats, so they're pivoting to a new argument: Steph versus Magic. I still got Magic, but at least the conversation is somewhat debatable. LeBrick versus Jordan, not arguable. Steph had a triple-double in the finals. What are you talking about? Did he have 20 assists, Corey Patrick? No, the fuck he did not.
20 assists is crazy.
He had a triple-double, though.
He had a 45-point triple. Come on, man. Magic came in balling. Steph didn't. Talk about their own play, not the team success. Thank you, Robert Paulson, for paying attention. Isaiah played during the Bird, Magic, and Jordan era. I watched it. Lakers before Magic were trash with Kareem and Wilson. That's kind of far-fetched. Who's better at 30 to 35? Corey Patrick, that's a very foul statement because Magic Johnson barely played.
That's 30. His fault. Fact.
Wait.
It ain't injury. That's his fault. Fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
Come on.
I ain't touching that subject.
I've been playing.
Hold on. Now. No. You guys keep talking about if Steph Curry played in that era. If Magic plays in this era, he's playing until he's 40.
Okay, but
the Bills are gonna bring him back.
Of course,
and
but
he's destroying your man's.
He didn't though.
Nigga said that shit like he was injured or something. That's Magic's fault. Man. What are you talking about?
Moving right along before we get banned the fuck out of here. All ball hiding on the bullshit.
Fish make sure 2 don't run from his bullshit, boy.
Yeah,
Magic
do that.
Was better from 19 to 30. Totally agree, dog. He wouldn't be winning. Get the F out of here. Bill Walton.
No, KB Magic's on the hating Bill Walton train.
No.
I think he's asking.
Well, hold on. KB Magic. Yes. Bum.
What's wrong with you guys?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fish always catches the subliminals. Fish is a New Yorker on the low. Flea fired the shot at sub at Fabian first. Yeah, thank you, Fish.
I shoot at you all the time. You know that.
He does. No way Magic never had a better year than Steph 2016.
Yes, he did. 1987, and he actually won, by the way. KP not threw the ball away behind the back pass for no reason at the end of the game or got locked up by Kevin Love hand checking him at the top of the key. Let me not go there.
Don,
do a 3-1 lead.
We do a lot of ifs, right? We do a lot of ifs because 2 likes to go down that rabbit hole. I swear to God, if they win that 2016 finals and he has 5 now,
different conversation.
73-9,
yeah,
5 rings.
No,
and they win.
I wouldn't. That would have been crazy. If he had won that 73-9, he's in a different category.
Right, Don? Totally different.
Hold
up, too, because I want to hear this from 2. 73-9, unanimous MVP. They win the championship.
Okay.
Now, and they win the next 2. So that's 3 in a row.
But do they get KD? If he wins, do they get KD?
Wait. Now, hold on. Now, forget the KD thing. If he does that,
that's 4 in a row.
Right. No, but hold on. Before the KD, if they do that, Golden State, to me, goes down as the greatest team of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Steph Curry argument would be valid. But now we switch it. Why don't we hold that against them? You lost 73-9 and you lost being up 3-1.
I think that's a stain. I think that's a stain on his on
his. It definitely is a stain. But here's the thing: do they even get
Kevin Durant? No. Hey, Flea. Hold on, y'all. No. Don't go too quick. It's not a stain. Nobody talks about that. That gets swept right under the rug.
The haters.
They don't hold that against Steph. I've never heard nobody hold that. They don't hold. I'm sorry,
but they
on Twitter more. You'll see it.
But they elevate Braun coming back down 3-1. Like that's the conversation. I feel what you're saying. He needs to be held accountable for team losing that 3-1 lead. Absolutely right. There's some other stuff. Like I'm a big guy on if Draymond doesn't get suspended, that series is over.
I'm with you.
No. They had Game 7 at home. I don't want to hear that.
That too.
Hold on. If LeBron James was 73-9, same year unanimous MVP, up 3-1 in the finals, and lose, what would y'all think would be happening?
Oh, apocalypse. But
Braun's in a different stratosphere though.
But 2011 though,
no, he's not.
Bring it up.
I mean, he's in a different stratosphere because he's held to a different standard.
Listen, Curry don't get no smoke for that. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you.
I disagree with that. You just got to go on Twitter more and see what people say. Curry has a lot of haters, and they bring that up all the time. But
that's not hate. That's not hate. That's not about being haters. That's about being fair. If that was any other player, we critique every other player.
But since that's happened, he's won 3. So it's like
he's won 1.
He's won 3.
Oh, stop.
KD won 2. KD won 2. He won 1.
Why does KD get all the credit and Steph gets none?
Because listen, KD he lost a 3-1 lead and he joined Steph.
Yeah.
Steph lost a 3-1 lead and he had KD join him, by the way, because his man Draymond Green said he was shook daddy. That's number 1. Number 2, where is the superstar, the number 2 player in the league? Overall consensus, it was not Steph Curry. Even when he won the MVP, people would not take him over Kevin Durant back then. Where was this for Magic Where was this for Magic Johnson in 1985, 1986, 88, 89? That never happened for Magic. All this talent people were talking about. He got KD in the middle of his prime, in the middle of his run. Magic didn't get that. He didn't get that. He got the team formed from 79 on and kept it pushing. He got this guy, James Worthy, 2 years later. Not in the middle of his
guy. You see what the fuck you just did? This guy?
No, this guy was sarcastic.
What are you talking about?
This guy was sarcastic. And James Worthy is not Kevin Durant. James Worthy is not the number 2 player in the league.
Yo, I think Steph Curry
is a finals MVP. James Worthy was a perennial all-star. James Worthy is a Hall of Famer. We're not about to downplay James Worthy because you're comparing him to Kevin Durant. No, Magic had a lot of great players, and we running from Magic. We running from certain Magic smoke now. Like, let's not forget there was Tragic Johnson. Let's not act like that didn't happen.
And he came back and shot free throws in the summertime.
Okay,
that's a fact.
But
that was not 2016. That was not Dom. Watch him out, Dom. That was not 2016.
It's his own version, man. He missed free throws. He dribbled the clock. Like, dude, Magic that was a bad stain on him.
All right. 2 hours in. I'm sorry, Obo.
What we got to round off the show?
Yeah, we gotta get out of here, man. We went into double, triple overtime.
Wow. Steph would make go back to that comment for a second.
Hold on, can I say something though?
Silly on the court.
Listen, y'all, Tragic Johnson. Let's not forget, Curry got locked up by Kevin Love.
Moncrief, Sugar Richardson, 6'5".
We gotta be fair, man. We gotta be fair, man.
I don't see Curry as a point guard.
I have a lot of vivid memories of Magic shit in the bed in the playoffs. As many times as he's been to the finals and won 5 rings, there's a few times that stick out in my mind right now with Magic shitting the bed. That's one. Tragic Johnson. We forget the Houston Rockets beat them in 5 one year. In 5, fully healthy team.
All right, Flea, play devil's advocate. Curry lost up 3-1. Kevin Durant goes down. He looked terrible against Toronto.
He didn't look terrible. He had a 50-point game.
Okay. Once again, they had no shot of winning. I'm sorry. How? They lost in 6, and then that last game, you see the last shot he took? Horrific.
Let's not forget. Game 6
Let's not forget. All right, we get that. Then, when everybody was hurt, I don't even think they made the playoffs or the play-in or something like that.
They made the play-in and lost 2 games in a row.
But 2022 kills everything that you're saying right now. That just
this year they lost in the second round.
And they were.
But why you glossing over the fact that he carried his team to a championship in 22? Why you glossing over that?
Okay, I give you that. But what I'm saying is, as the Tragic Johnson thing and the Magic Johnson has some bad times, Curry has some bad times too, man.
Oh yeah.
Rockstar Mel showing up in Rockstar Mel fashion after Magic and Isaiah Thomas comp at the point guard was ass in the 80s.
Dennis Johnson wasn't a bad player. Tiny Archibald wasn't a bad player. Terry Porter.
Terry Porter, that was my guy right there. Terry Porter was tough.
What's his name? Mo Cheeks. I know Flea brings him up and up, but he's a good player, though. I would take Mo Cheeks on my team.
Yeah,
very good. The Mo Cheeks hate only comes because they put him in the Hall of Fame. I think Mo Cheeks is a very good player. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Norm Nixon is another good player that was in the 80s. World B. Free is another good one.
World
I can literally just keep going.
That's what's gonna get skipped over too. Like the reason why there wasn't was because they were all on coke. It seems like no disrespect. It just happened.
Is it just me or does Reggie Theus get underrated in the 80s conversation?
It's all right. Jordan was busting his ass. Like Reggie Theus, get out of here.
Jordan can obviously bust his ass, but
but it was like, but you still gotta have some heart, man. Like he was busting. Reggie he was going at Clyde Drexler.
Reggie Theus was good, Don. He was good.
He was okay. Y'all traditional point guard talk, still crying about MySpace being guard. TikTok isn't a true social media app. Okay. Hell no, Magic better as a point guard and player. Steph is the better shooter. Fab, you drunk? Nah, I'm never drunk. But all ball movement too. Steph is not as far away from players today as Magic was to players then. You know why I disagree with that? Because how often is Steph Curry finish in the MVP category?
Pretty high. Pretty high, pretty often.
All right, so let's say today, is he a top 3 player in the league?
I think so.
Top 3?
I got him top 3. Giannis and Jokic are the only ones that I think are better, if they are. Jokic is better, but that's all I got. I ain't taking Luka over Steph yet. Hell no.
Nah, he's still top 3.
I could roll with that. I'm not mad at that.
He's still top 3.
Derek Harper is a physical player, though. I don't think he's some guy you can just look over. That handshake, people describe that handshake was tough, man.
Who brought up Derek Harper? Listen, man, that's the mad dog. That's the mad dog right there.
In this era,
we thought we was doing something when we got D Harper. Oh, we got Derek Harper. What are you doing?
You went to the finals?
Him and my man Ronaldo Blackman.
Rolando.
The human nut. Oh my God.
Yo, Derek Harper is another one in the 80s was a better player than he was in the 90s in terms of his talent.
Yeah.
Like he was.
That Derek Harper, Rolando Blackman, Mark Aguirre, Dallas Mavericks team. They took Magic Johnson to the fucking Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yes. Also, John Stockton did too. I know he's playing in the 80s as well. I forgot about him. So a lot of the 80s and 90s point guards is overlap.
Kevin Johnson.
Yeah. Oh man, we smoked Mel on that one.
Yeah. One thing I'll say on Steph.
We don't usually get Mel out of here. We got Mel the fuck out of here with that one.
Yeah, he logged off.
I agree with this by Jesse, by the way. I agree with this comment.
One thing I'll say on Steph's behalf is he doesn't get the same benefit from the soft officiating that everyone else gets. That defenders are allowed to abuse him pretty regularly. How often do I say that though, Dom? I always say I don't know if there's anybody that gets their ass whooped like Steph Curry out there. Like they beat him up. Whistle. The only other person I've seen recently, in all reality, you know I give him criticism all the time. Carmelo used to get beat down at the rim. They would miss a lot of calls on him.
Feel you.
Steph eliminated a position.
I wouldn't go that far.
Why? Like why? Why do we speak this way?
I think that's.
I ain't said nothing about Corey. Corey been saying some wild shit. I've been seeing a lot of comments from Corey. Corey been saying some wild shit.
KP's a step stand. KP's a step stand.
Hold on, fellas. Before y'all answer kind of too quick. He has a point. He has a point. I'm sorry. We may not want to agree.
That what?
Steph Curry might have eliminated a position.
I would argue that every guard that Fabian spoke about prior is part of that eliminating the natural point guard. So guys like Gil, guys like Steve Francis, guys like Baron Davis.
Flea.
What's up?
Steph Curry eliminated the 3 and the 4, bro. Like his position is back.
The 4 maybe, but not the 3.
My opinion, and we can have a discussion another time. But I think Curry is the reason why it's positionless basketball, bro. I really do.
I think he's a big part of that, definitely.
I really do. The other guys, like you said, they definitely played the part, but I think they played the part with the combo guard thing, the one or the two. Curry made it to where the 5 got to be able to shoot. Curry made it to the point where you got 5s going, I don't want to play the 5. I want to play the 4. So they ain't got to get on the block and bang.
Yeah.
He might have a point a little bit. Just a little bit.
He's an 80% as a shooter. I don't know what that is. Magic played in the 80s. If Steph got baby by the refs like Trey Young does, he'd shoot like 40 free throws a night, and that's not even hyperbole. I agree, bro. He really does get like scratched and everything. Steph changing the game talk is garbage and overrated.
KB Magic, shut the fuck up. This is real over here. I'm a real one. I love the participation, big dog. but it's this big flea over here. I'm as real as they get. You got to get the fuck out of here with that.
KD Magic, I love KD Magic. He's hilarious. He never changes. He never changes.
Overrated? That's insane.
Steph changed the game for the worse. No doubt about that. The 3-point jacket error is garbage. What else does Steph do elite? They don't want to have that combo, Fish.
Time to go.
Dude,
move without the ball. Move without the ball.
Listen,
create
time to go
for others. Keep guys open. Like he does a lot of elite shit.
He moves without the ball. Elite. Congrats, bro.
That's very relevant.
How many guys are able to do that? You laughing about some shit that's
I didn't want to go there.
You don't want to know Magic rebounded elite. He transitioned elite. He passed out of anywhere on the court. Elite.
What else? Okay, so what else did that? Besides passing the ball, what did Magic do elite? He wasn't an elite rebounder. So cut that out.
He's pretty elite.
Yeah, the most.
What makes him an elite rebounder?
I think his timing was good. I think he boxed out well, and I think his size was the third reason.
Come on,
but I think he had good timing. Like he when I see him play, he's always getting rebounds.
But he's definitely a good rebounder too. Fish, jump back in the fucking comments. What did Magic do elite besides passing the basketball?
Yo, Mel, I say Rockstar Mel when it's like around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Rockstar Mel is usually like a gentleman. 11 p.m., 12 p.m. Eastern time for Flea. He turned into like the wolf, the werewolf.
He waking up out his coffin. Yeah, Dracula. I think wake up like this.
Now we outside. Now
KD Magic is great though. He stays showing love.
All ball is nuts. Magic's teammates could be heavily guarded and they're still open with Magic on the floor.
That's my point about Steph.
Now it's illegal screens from Curry. Yes, they're illegal, Corey. I hate to break it to you. Two things can be true. Reggie was dirty AF too. Yes, he was. Love Reggie though. He's underrated as hell. LeBron is faster. Okay. How many other great shooters are there? Several. How many point guards were like Magic? None.
I think you guys are underestimating Steph Curry's other things he does great though. He's a good rebounder for a guard. He's one of the best screen setting guards I've ever seen. And he's got a great handle. He can always create space. He's got a great floater. Yeah. He's got a good offhand.
Two tried to start that shit, Don. Two tried to start that shit where Steph Curry don't have a handle like Kyrie. Like, nah, it ain't flashy like Kyrie, but Steph is gonna get off his shot every time.
Nah, we ain't doing that. We're not doing that right now. Come on, man. Come on. Can we stop?
I'm not asking.
Still can though.
Steph is gonna get off his shit every time. He's gonna
get his shot off. It's just maybe a tough three.
I wish I could tap in. Y'all saying some BS, mainly Fab. Come on. LeBron is a great athlete, but we are talking basketball, Corey. We're using first names here. This chat room was spicy today.
Yeah, comments is a little spicy today.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. You know what? Yeah, Michelle Douglas. Magic might be overrated, but not Larry Bird. Watch your mouth, Michelle. No, he's not competing with injury players. You sound drunk. Magic needed those 20 assists in that game, 5 just to barely out-assist Jordan for the series.
Yikes!
Larry Bird is underrated. If Magic and Steph are on a GOAT point guard talk, Bird should be for small forward. Hell, Bird is top 3 all time. Facts.
Wow.
These ends ninjas is crazy. Jesse Jordan was just different. He wanted to prove a point, so almost averaged more assists than the greatest point guard ever. Crazy stuff, man. Tyrone Lue was blitzing Steph with KD on the court.
Okay, but let me just tell you this. That's absolute facts, but I'm just going to say this. How the fuck did that work out for him? Like, let's be real. Ty Lue's gotten his ass cooked by KD every time. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, he does take Steph away, we still lose. Every team still loses.
Steph said himself that Ty Lue told him on both ends, I'm going to blitz you. I'm going to blitz you on the offensive end. And then when you're on defense, I'm going to headhunt you the entire series because I want to wear you down so that you don't hit shots. He said this to Steph. So, like,
that's a testament to how good Steph is.
Exactly.
But that made it unstoppable to beat that Warriors team because you had to pick your poison. It was just too much to guard.
And there was no Kawhi on there for the other side. Curry on just being on the floor is the best decision. Roland has the comment of the night. 5'7". Damn, even a chair could shoot over you. Salute.
Hey man, I'm 5'8", man. Maybe
on a good day.
On a good day. That's all about to grow my hair. My hair gonna make me 5'9". That's the cheat code the young. That's the cheat code the young kids is doing. That's why they don't cut their hair. Yeah, I'll put y'all on.
Facts. I just rewatched that series, and not only was Mike Gordon Magic the majority of the series, but the majority of his made field goals were jumpers. Yeah, Michael Jordan guarded Magic Johnson for that series in '91. That's a myth. They took Jordan off of Magic after game 1, and in game 2 he got into foul trouble, so Pippen got back on him, and the rest of the series, Jordan was guarding Magic so much so Pippen called it out at the end of the series. It was like a shout out to Michael Jordan playing super defense on Magic Johnson the whole series. It changed everything.
It's crazy. The narrative,
the last dance.
But the narrative for people that never watched that series think that Scottie was on him for the entire series and strapped, and that just wasn't the case.
That was the Last Dance promoted that narrative to me.
Part of the reason why the nigga in the bottom right thinks that Scottie is just this all-world defender, best defender ever, when that narrative of strapping Magic Johnson in the finals is not true.
But when he just ain't true. Wait. But Obo had to have watched this. He was like 14 years old.
Let me say this. Big shout out Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman said it himself. Michael Jeffrey Jordan is lucky he got Scottie Pippen. That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Dennis Rodman also said Larry Bird we were playing in Europe today.
Yeah. I don't want to. We know he has an agenda with Larry.
Hold on. And Charles Barkley said at one time, James Harden is the greatest offensive player he's ever seen. They all make nut things. They all say crazy stuff.
Hey, I also want to say
this is a fact.
Also,
Scottie Pippen is one of the greatest two-way players that ever played the game, bro. I'm sorry.
Roland, I agree. Steph Curry strikes Frost in hearts. Fear in hearts. All the teams, he was the best. 35 of Jordan's 63 field goals made in the finals, 32 out of 51. That's crazy. Ask Ty Lue. Jesse, that run of 13 consecutive made field goals was unbelievable. His 13th being iconic.
Fellas, I love y'all. We got to wrap it up. I got to go to sleep.
Hey, one thing I'll say too, Magic at one point of his career averaged 90% from the free throw line. No one ever talks about that. That's impressive as hell for somebody who couldn't shoot coming in the league.
So I'll read it at the end.
So mic drop. Let's go down.
90%.
But we want to shout out, Jaylen Brown, what he did this weekend at the Big Three with Ice Cube. That's all me and All Ball was talking about when we went to go check the Big Three. They need a superstar to come in the league, someone who's playing currently, not just AI, and someone who's retired. And it was just so crazy that Jaylen Brown went and played this weekend. And y'all could just, I don't know who wants to go first, just get into Jaylen Brown keeping his promise. It ended a bargain when he announced, "Yo, I want to give back."
Well, I'll be real brief. Like I said, I'll be real brief. I think that was huge. I think many other players need to do that. We all need to support each other. I really don't know what's going on between Ice Cube and the NBA. Like, I don't get into politics and who's black. I don't know what's going on, but I think that was ill. I think it was dope because remember, man, it's a fraternity. So you got former players and guys. That's how they make money. So just imagine the guys that wasn't good enough to stick in the league that didn't get the hundreds of millions. You bring some attention to that, and then maybe it helps out. So what Jaylen Brown did, man, I salute him. And I think more players need to support whatever any of us is doing legally. But that was huge for the Big Three. Big shout out Ice Cube. Remember, he went on a little tour beefing on a lot of podcasts, and somebody heard him, which was Jaylen Brown. Salute Jaylen Brown and salute the Boston Celtics, like I said, the fan base, for supporting that, because they ain't got to support that. Some organizations, some fan bases, they feel, yo, you our people, we paid you this, you shouldn't go out and do that. So for him to have the support, and for him to go out and do that, I have no problem with it. I actually like it. And then more players need to do that. They don't have to play, but support. Support is free, man. That's all I gotta say.
I think Jaylen Brown is a super intelligent young man. I think he carries a lot of emotional intelligence too, right? A lot of guys are not emotionally intelligent, and I think that young brother is. I said it to y'all in the pre-pro, but Jaylen Brown is one of the only guys that I can remember ever getting a huge extension, a big bag, that first time that you get a true huge amount of money. And the first thing he's talking about is pouring back into the community that he's working in Boston, right? Like a lot of guys don't make that known. A lot of guys do it. I'm not saying he's the first guy to pour back into the community, but that's the first thing that was on his mind when he's talking to the media. And I thought that it was extremely genuine coming from that young man, just seeing how he interacts, in different spaces and stuff like that. So for him to show up at the big three, kind of open the floodgates. Now we may see some other guys start showing love and representing and trying to uplift that league, current guys for Ice Cube. So I think it's right on par for something that Jaylen Brown would do. And I think he's definitely going to, encourage guys to kind of follow his suit.
I got nothing except for I think it's a great look for the Celtics, especially given the reputation and all the conversations that were being had about Jaylen. And to keep a player, keep the Jays together for an extended period, I think it's a great look for the Celtics organization, who didn't have the best reputation in terms of treating their stars well with the Isaiah Thomas thing and, how Kyrie exited. So to kind of keep these two guys long term, if they win a championship, it's going to feel so good for the organization and for the fans, for the city, and for Jaylen and Jason to really stick it out. Because there's been a lot of conversations about, do they work together well? Should they break it up? And they have had heartbreaking playoff losses now. So, and I think there might be another one or two more heartbreaks in there before they get over the hump. But I still believe that Tatum will get over the hump at some point. And I think with it is going to be with Jaylen. It should be with Jaylen. But I do kind of feel what Patrick Beverly was saying the other day, where he doesn't know if two wings that kind of do similar things.
No. Don't give Pat Beverly those props. Who been saying that before Pat Beverly?
All ball? Okay.
Come on now. Don't do that.
But here's my thing. I'm not going to be inconsistent. I think the same conversation can be had with my Clippers of Paul George and Kawhi kind of doing similar things, and neither of them being a great playmaker per se. So we haven't seen that kind of structure win a championship in NBA history of two wings, because back in the day you would have your shooting guard and your small forward. Again, going back to positionless basketball, this is they're kind of, you can both put them at the 3 or the 2, 6'7" plus long wings. So we'll see, but I'm happy for Jaylen, and I think it's good for the Celtics organization.
Yeah, I think y'all spoke on all your points were great, but for me, I think this for Jaylen Brown, I gotta do nothing but salute him. It's part of the reason why, as a Knicks fan, we wanted him to come to the Knicks. All of us here who are Knicks fans, because excuse me, that's just like, that was very gangster of him. I'm not gonna lie, I love what he did. Like, that was symbolic, and he went up there and, like, in the face of, remember, Ice Cube is on a tirade against everybody, and
Facts.
for Jaylen Brown to co-sign that's a major, in not at the end of his prime, not when he doesn't know any better at the beginning. In the smack dead in the middle, you got $300 million when you have never been more popular in your life. You went and co-signed someone who was really struggling with these, like, public relations and in the same field that you're in, and now you really just strengthened that league all on your own. So I salute that. I respect that 100%, and it's hard to root for him. Of course, he's with the Celtics, but personally, I got to root for that dude now. Like, that's, that weighs heavy on my heart for people to, to, like, the Rebels. The Rebels always, they weigh on my heart. So I salute Jaylen Brown, man. That was a tough thing to do. And Ice Cube saluted him as well. I like what he said. That was amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, great show.
Yeah. Oh, you did real quick. You did want to say something about that real quick. Oh boy, like that was, you thought it might challenge the league or whatever.
What? Just kind of, I think Sue was saying, do guys feel like Jaylen Brown is showing them up a little bit?
Right. Thank you. Yes. Maybe that's something in the future to think about. Him doing that, is that kind of like, is it setting an example or precedent? Is it showing up your peers? You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's doing that, but they can spin it like that, and I think that's I think that's a fair question. Like, I'm a budding superstar. I just got this big money. I'm showing love. Why y'all can't show love? So I hope it has a domino effect. Because, like I said, man, you're not only supporting Ice Cube, you're supporting your fellow ballers. So like I said, I think it's dope. I want to see what happens next. I want to see, is it going to have an impact, or maybe it just flames out and nothing happens. Let's see.
Good stuff tonight, fellas. I love it.
Good job, guys.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody who listened.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna stay on and read the comments, but I know everybody gotta go. Go ahead, oh boy, I think I cut you off. My bad.
Oh no, just All Ball TV, Dom Drop a Pod, Are We Live Fleet, Fabian Perspective. Listen, man, we really take time to do this. We love doing this. Y'all see we went into overtime. Hey, man, support everybody. Follow all platforms. 4 Horsemen, brother.
4 Horsemen. 4 Sportsmen.
4 Sportsmen. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
And keep commenting. Keep commenting on the video so you guys, giving us feedback on the show and all that.
Share, like, comment, subscribe. Let's go. Till next Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Fellas. Sportsman, baby. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
See y'all soon.
I'm gonna see y'all on here. I don't know if you want to stay on and join.
How many we got?
I find it's hilarious. It's a bunch.
How many we got?
A lot.
Really? Rapid fire. Just go. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Agree
on
with
my
get
out by 2:30.
If Shaq really cared and told it seriously, he would be top 2. Nobody ever over Jordan. I think Shaq would be the best ever if he really cared. I respect LeBron and Kobe, who are top 10 players, but yeah, their fan bases are bottom 5. Flea, Mike is one of the greatest jump shooters ever. Unfortunately, people only associate jump shooting with 3-point jacking these days. So most people do it and think of him as a great shooter. Yep, and he had a crazy game against the Knicks, game 4 or 5. The day after Charles Oakley and them complained, Michael Jordan didn't shoot not one shot in the paint. It was all outside jumpers and had like 54. He destroyed 54. Us.
Yeah, I remember that game.
I agree about Akeem being the best center ever. He was the perfect center. Definitely most skilled. As a Spurs fan, I can't. Oh shit! I agree with Flea. Marcel Smith threw me off. Turbo. As a Spurs fan, I can't make a definitive case for Duncan Akeem because the winning opportunities weren't even. But I can make a definitive case for Duncan Shaq. Wow. My personal top 3 are Jordan, Akeem, and Bird.
Wow.
I like that 3.
Robert Paulson. When it comes to Duncan versus Shaq, ring counting is actually applicable. I forgot to pronounce that word. Ring counting is actually applicable.
Applicable.
That's tough. Applicable. Robert Ory has how many rings? We can't go buy rings. Byron Scott. All Ball is a Steph hater.
Great player.
You're also biased with Magic. Yes, I am kind of biased, I guess. Put some respect on AC Green.
Good player.
Bob McAdoo was an MVP in the ABA, not NBA.
What?
Fish.
That's not true.
That's not true.
1975 with the Braves.
1975 for the Braves. He was MVP.
He's our only MVP Braves. Ever in Clipper history. The only one.
The Clippers. Calling a healthy Walton a bum shows basketball ignorance.
Yes, he's a bum. He's a bum, yes. Robert Paulson.
That's foul. Yes. Walton was really good. Man was made of glass, though. Wow. Marcus Johnson. True. He's a point forward. The original point forward, apparently, one of them. I don't think he's a point forward. When I watch Marcus Johnson, I don't see point forward, though.
What you know about John Johnson?
John Johnson.
Oh, Jack Johnson.
He put up a
Blazers team.
Go ahead.
Blazers teams was loaded with Bill.
No, they weren't.
They were not loaded.
They were just good. They were good teams. I don't know about loaded.
Yeah, they were not loaded at all.
No, they weren't. What facts?
The 76ers were loaded. That's facts. Who was loaded. That the team that we beat.
They had George McGinnis, Doug Collins, World Be Free. Like they were loaded.
You guys should see what George McGinnis is doing this rookie season in the ABA, bro. He's coming
as a star, 29 a game or something like that.
Bro, he was just coming out. He only had 1 year of playing college basketball. That was it.
Who was he with the Pacers? He was with the Pacers, right? Right.
Yeah,
Don?
I don't know how they finessed, but they had money.
Austin Reeves will be MVP in the coming years. Okay, Danny.
That's Danny. He's a biased Laker fan.
Listen, man, I respect it. He's doing his thing. He's trying to recruit people to Los Angeles. He's gonna be there for the rest of his life. Apparently, they don't like him because he's white and looks goofy. I love Bill Walton, by the way, Robert Paulson. That's them. I love Bill Walton. I just think he played 3 or 4 good years in the NBA, and that was it. Like you can't. If we don't do that for Penny Hardaway, why? Because he didn't win a ring. Like
yes, that's exactly why. Because he didn't win a ring.
Penny was in the championship his second year in the league. Let's stop.
We don't get participation trophies. That's the thing.
Okay, and that's my thing about Bill Walton. He had 3 years of participation of good play. Stop it. If Austin Reeves ever wins MVP, I'll stop watching NBA right then and there.
I really like Austin Reeves.
I do too. Bill Walton had handles, 3-point range, passed his ass off. He had injuries. Bill Walton was an original Yeah, he shot from deep. Bill Walton was an original stretch four that played the 5. That's crazy. That's funny.
But there was later in his career, but like, man, was he really shooting threes with Boston or the Clippers?
Maybe. No, I don't know about that. Maurice Lucas for sure.
Yeah.
Blazers would have easily repeated in 78 if Walton hadn't gone down too easily. Who won in 78? Sonics or
Bullets? You could be right on that.
Oh, the Bullets won that year?
But see, here's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, right, and if the comments is going to jump in and say, like, you could fact check me, but I think Walton won the championship in 76, and then in 77 came back and won the MVP of the league.
That's the other way around. It's this one you're thinking of. 77 is when he won the ring. 78 is, I think, the MVP that he's talking about.
Okay.
They would have won.
Jesse Glass said, "Sorry, bro, it's inevitable. Go to the Reeves." Hilarious. Blazers fell the fuck apart after Walton got hurt in 78. You can question his career longevity, of course, but healthy Walton was legit. Calling him a bum is just ignorance. Totally agree.
Yo, Robert Paulson, you call me ignorant all you want. Bill Walton was a bum. Go ask your dad.
Bill Walton was held back by injuries. Facts, Dom Robert Frazier. Exactly, Danny. Showing respect. Disrespecting a player's ability because of his injury is just stupid. Sorry, Robert Paulson. It's 11 o'clock and Flea is shooting everybody. Man, I would love to join one of these one day. I'm sorry.
Who said that?
Miami 21. Miami.
Oh, that's my cousin.
That's Cuzzo?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Also a good point, all ball. Pistol Pete. Jordan shut Clyde Drexler down. No, he didn't. Duncan would actually be a great choice to check Prime Akeem because he's not someone that falls for a lot of head fakes. And still get basketball.
Stay down.
Kind of why, that's part of why with Bill Russell, because I've seen him with Wilt. He doesn't really jump for the fakes much.
Akeem was sweet, bro. Damn. No one is stopping Prime Dream. I'm going with Rodman. To guard Akeem.
Good night, Dennis.
Yeah, I would want to see Detroit Houston games in the 80s. Now, I don't think I've ever watched one. Walton missed 3 years with a plantar fasciitis. First 4 years, 18, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 blocks, 1 steal.
He likes Bill Walton a lot, huh?
Fish likes old school dudes. 2022 Chip was average players. Andrew Wiggins is an average player.
He's not average at all.
Number 1 pick.
And Draymond Green, whether you want to say whatever you want about him, he did have his good and bad games, but defensively, he's not average. He still does, and he still allows Steph to play a little bit off the ball. If you want to, listen, here's my thing, right? If you want Steph to play on the ball so much, you saw what happened this year. He got tired, he got gassed, and they lost.
Well, that shows how weak this era is. My point was getting an MVP with Bird, Magic, and MJ. Isaiah had no chance. Absolutely no chance. And not just Bird, Magic, and MJ. And MJ, Akeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson got hurt. Like there was no way. Again, it is a big man bias. Like
right. It'd have been very tough for Zeke to get an MVP.
Right.
And it's so crazy because he went to three finals in a row.
Yeah.
And yo, shout out to what's his name from Twitter? That's a nutcase Dom Driver, but he was right about Isaiah Thomas breaking his wrist.
Jim?
No, some lunatic. I forgot his name.
But he did break it. He couldn't shoot it. He couldn't shoot after a while.
Not Jim?
No, it's not Jim. It's somebody else. You know who I'm talking about. He always like saying racist stuff. Not untrue, but Magic still had 4 to 5 MVP caliber seasons left in him if he hadn't gotten HIV, in my factual opinion. And Ninja
racist.
Ain't reading my comments.
Johnny.
Frauds.
Johnny.
No, not Johnny. It's not Johnny.
What comments? What Mel said that we missed?
I'm probably reading it late because we didn't get to it. We got heated. Warriors were a couple of days away from winning the 2016 finals with Steph playing like garbage. Okay. LeBrick 100% trades away Kyrie in 2016, 2017 if the Warriors don't choke away the 2016 finals.
You think so? I don't know about that.
I mean, Jesse. Jesse has everything bad to say about LeBron. Subconsciously, excuse me, people might hold it against Steph. Yes. Yeah, he's 1 KD 1-0. Now y'all believe Draymond? It's a good point, Corey. KD got to play one-on-one with 3 years in Golden State while Steph absorbed all the defensive attention. Not impressed. I mean, yeah, that's true. It's like the Shaq thing. Where was Worthy picked?
Number 1.
Okay. Is he Kevin Durant?
How'd they get him? That's a good. What was the trade that got him number 1 pick? That must have been an amazing finesse.
I don't know. It was the 82 draft. I know it was the 82 draft though.
James Worthy might have won some scoring titles if the Lakers hadn't drafted Dominique instead of him. He was that dude. Yeah, that's always interesting too. Dominique.
That is a good one. That is a good hypothetical.
But that goes into what I always say about with the Lakers and Golden State. All them players, yeah, they're super players that are teammates of Steph Curry and Magic, but they complement them really well. And I don't know if Dominique would have complemented Magic.
How good of a team are you if James Worthy is leading the league in scoring?
Maybe a first round team, right?
Yeah, how good are you if your best player is James Worthy? Don't respectfully to James Worthy, but how good?
It is. I think you're right.
Do you think they can make the second round like Dominique or no?
Yeah. On a good, you know what I'm saying, a good year, like his best year. Yeah. I think that would be like the ceiling.
But see, that's a ceiling that a lot of players like haven't even reached though. Like even able to take a team to the playoffs or even take a team past the first round. Like McGrady and Westbrook, they never even got to take a team past the first round as a best player. So
right.
But yeah, that's I think that would help Worthy in terms of the people that like say, oh, he was on these winning teams, like because it would have been cool to see him kind of lead. But yeah.
How about if he went 72-10, MVP, Finals MVP, points per game leader, All NBA, All Defense.
I want to be like Mike.
Only one player is capable of doing that. Bird shouldn't have lost to the 76ers in 82. Got swept by the Bucks in 83, and then just kept losing to the Pistons on 88 onwards. I don't hold his losses to the Lakers and against him, but these losses do. That's tough, Gabriel.
I gotta watch the series for all that.
No, because did I not bring up a little while ago about that series they lost to the Bucks?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Go watch that series.
No, that's a blemish to get swept.
Well, his counter was originally he said that when Bird's teams were playing against an equally talented team, that they kind of faltered, and Gabriel's holding that against them. And you were like, you can't say that. But I think so, Gabriel. I've never heard this before, and this, like again, it's Isaiah and the Pistons not getting enough credit, man. Rockstar Mel, LML, NM. I know never mind. NM is never mind. LML is what is that? Love me later. What does that mean?
Laughing mad loud. Nobody said love me later.
Oh. Jerry West was gonna. Fabian gets D at
Mark McGuire.
Jerry West was gonna trade Worthy for I don't know. Clay and KD went down. Was it Mark McGuire? Clay and KD went down.
Yeah, these comments. Yeah, we gotta start bringing these comments up a little earlier.
Terry Ford was a savage. So good in '92 finals. Yeah, he was good. All on coke. They were. Kareem was cooked by Ralph Sampson, and Worthy was cooked by Robert Reed. Byron Scott was cooked by Mitchell Wiggins versus Houston.
Guess who Mitchell Wiggins is?
Is that Wiggins' dad?
That's Andrew's daddy.
Wow, that'd be a cool series to watch.
Harper Blackman used to get in Magic and Scott like no other.
Yep.
Damn, that'd be cool. I'm excited to watch these series.
Yo, you got that?
I will.
7 Western Conference Finals down. You got to watch that.
We didn't name 4.
Y'all named 4 point guards. The rest was World B Free was a 2.
But not every point guard is gonna be not every point guard in today's NBA is a star either. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like every point guard is a star. I get maybe a bigger proportion of them are stars now at point guard than before. But like that doesn't mean that point guard a week.
And who are the point guards of today? Like that's what I'm like. There's
again, like these aren't real point guards, but like if you want to list them, Steph, Luka, Trae Young, SGA, John Morant, De'Aaron Fox.
Everybody you're saying is a hybrid. So when you go to the 90s, the 90s might have.
He doesn't care. You know, Mel doesn't care. He's talking about, you know.
So the 90s might have the typical point guards that we're thinking of that played point. You know, Kenny Anderson, Jason Kidd, it's so Mookie Blake, and it varies, and they played.
But he's gonna say, but you know, Mel is gonna say the same thing about the 90s.
What?
That there was no good point guards. He says it.
No, he can't say the 90s. He cannot say the 90s might be. I understand, but I think the 90s might have exactly what we think about a point guard being. And there's a bunch of them in the 90s. Too many of them. Kevin Johnson, Tim Hardaway.
Terrell Brandon.
We can don't start naming them yet. We can keep going all day with that. Keep going to the comments.
Yeah, there's a lot. Agreed. Thank you for keeping me on track, Dom. Melo got 0 respect from the refs. It's been 0 past first point guards to win chips. Scoring point guards is the wave. Magic and Rondo.
What?
Magic and Rondo are the only.
Is he saying
it's
the
been
first
0 past first point guard, and then you name Magic and Rondo?
Is he saying is he saying 0 past first point guard to be the best part of the championship team? Because I kind of feel that. I kind of feel that. I would say only Isaiah Thomas and Clyde Frazier. That's it.
I mean, if you think about the last, let's say 30 champions, right? How many of those teams have pure point guards on them?
Well, 30 champions, I would say a lot.
But I'm just saying, 30 years ain't a lot, to be honest with you, in the NBA. If we thought about the last 30 years in the NBA, we're going back from 2023 to what, 93?
Oh, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we think about that,
what do you consider John Paxson, BJ Armstrong?
I would consider John Paxson a guy that played the position, but I would consider him more of a shooter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
the triangle works without a pure point guard.
Right.
That's not true. Scottie Pippen's the point guard.
But that's what I just said it though. It works without a true point guard, is what I'm saying. You don't need
that's a point guard. That's what I'm saying. Like
Scottie Pippen is a small forward, point forward. He's not a guard.
We're playing semantics. I want to get to Robert Paulson.
Playing semantics at this point.
Yeah. Don Nelson was more influential in eliminating positions. Positionless basketball isn't new. It's more successful now because of the rule changes. Thank you, Robert Paulson.
Stay right there.
Not a bad thing. You mean he's been
absolutely right.
Robert Paulson's been listening to Fabian for like 3 months. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I think this guy has to be a little bit older. He clearly has a good baseline of knowledge.
I was talking shit to him and said, go talk to your daddy, but he might be my daddy's age, the way he's talking. Respect to you, Robert Paulson. My fault, man.
I had to apologize to Big Wolf earlier. It happens. We apologize here, guys. We take accountability.
It's love.
Pass first point guards don't win. You got to put the ball in the hole.
Okay, can I say this though? Most teams, like if you have a pass first point guard, like he's not your best player usually, because typically in basketball history, besides like Magic or Bill Russell, most of your best players that win rings are your best scorers. You know what I mean?
The guys that put the ball in the basket.
Right. Yeah. So like, but having a pure point guard as your secondary guy is great, you know?
I'm out of here, fellas. I'll see y'all soon.
All right. Don Nelson. Oh, I like that. Don Nelson was more influential. Oh, I'm sorry. It was this one. The 1980s Bucks pioneered that small ball, positionless basketball shit. Yep. Don Nelson. He does not get enough credit. I think he could be the best coach ever. My opinion. Spoelstra and him do not get enough credit for being rated number one.
What time is
it? For me, it's 11:51 p.m. Everything. Steph runs around the court well is like saying your date is smart but not cute.
it's much more than just runs around the court well. Come on, we can't do that.
Listen, I'm with anything Fierce says is gonna make me laugh. Scotty, great sidekick, great transition scorer, great defender, zero bag, Hall of Famer, but made by Jordan. Fact, I never liked that made by Jordan shit. I understand that Jordan's a great leader and challenged him all the time, but Scottie Pippen, he's highly influential, man. I think
still became a great player. Can't take that away from him.
Big Shorty was bored by something. Salute, fellas. Great panel. Good chat. Everyone take care and have a great week. Shout out Nick Young. He won his chip. The Knicks should sign him as a free agent. Nick Young. That's not the topic, Dime. By the way, Magic in 88-89 averaged 23 points, 13 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, and shot 91% from one MVP, but sadly got injured in the finals. Worthy had to do a lot of heavy lifting that season, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was 41.
Bro,
91% from the free throw line is crazy.
13 assists for the course of a whole season? That's ridiculous.
In 89. Topic is him supporting another black man, and that was being blackballed by the NBA. Mel, let's sign with the Knicks. Help him get the ship. All ball, tell West to sign me, Mel Flea, and Nick Young. Peace, Big Shorty. Jerry West like Dominique, but Jerry Buss like James Worthy. West was going to trade Worthy in his pride for Roy Tarpley. I was going to say, who was the coach? Was it Jack McKeenan that got injured?
He's Riley at this point.
No, I'm saying the one that passed away. He got passed away when he got hit by the bike on his bike.
He didn't pass away, but he got in an accident. Jack
McKinney. I think when they asked the question if Steph was on that Lakers team, could they have done well? You know what I always say, it depends on the coach, and it's usually Don Nelson that I refer to. But I think Jack McKinney would have been able to figure it out as well, because he was so I think he was a visionary. Mitchell, Williams, and Cornbread Maxwell are my OGs from back home in Kinston. Bro, after Jordan is LeBron, Kobe, Magic, and Bird. of the non-big men. Yeah, I agree with that. They're all still over 6'5", in no particular order. Thank you, Domio. That's it.
Have a good night, guys.
Appreciate it. Almost 3 hours. That's crazy. Peace out, man. Did I just say peace out? I think I did. All Ball TV coming out soon. I gotta chop this up. You guys gotta tell me your favorite moments in the live, and I'll chop it up. I'm gonna throw it out there, remix it, shorts. Like, comment, subscribe, share it. I hate to say that, but we are building a community. I like y'all jumping on here. The comments really help. I obviously, as you can see, it gets us energized. We all love basketball. That's why we're all on here. Give us a break from the real world, all the news that we hear about, all the craziness around the world, maybe in your personal life. You know, and you can just talk to some people that I mean, I might be judgmental for a second, but it's only for a joke or two, and then we'll get back to business. Probably have some therapy sessions on here soon so we can help each other out, man. It's like Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Favorite Perspectives, All Ball TV, for Sportsmen next Sunday, 8 p.m. the normal time. Might do 9 o'clock again. And we could stay tuned for the All Ball reaction during the week, friendly fire during the week. Peace out.